Welcome, everybody, to San Bruno City Park for the first game of this two-game set between the Walnut Creek Crawdads and the San Francisco Seagulls here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. I'm Kasey Kazliner, joined alongside Charlie Limoncelli. Crawdads coming off their first series of the year, a series win, facing off against the Alameda Merchants. They win the latter two of the games. Charlie, what did you see in those games?
Yeah, I think as the games kind of went on, the Crawdads became much more patient in the batter's box, which I think was honestly the key. On Friday's game, they lost 9-3. Then Saturday they win 11-7, and then Sunday they win 11-10. They kind of let the Merchants pitching work against themselves. Lots of hit by pitches, lots of walks in the latter two games, and the Crawdads just had to sit back, let that happen, and then finally the bats started to come alive when they were selective with what pitches they swung at.
22 runs in two games is not bad. Let's take a look first at the Crawdads order. They will be hitting first here on the road against the Seagulls. It'll be Trey Johnson playing center field and leading off. The 2 spot, Jared Meta making his Crawdad debut playing short. Ryan Ellis in the 3 spot playing second base, making his first start of the year for the Crawdads. Riley Leininger hitting cleanup, playing third base. John Ewens over at first and hitting 5th. Brady Wilson, the designated hitter, hitting 6th. Donnelly in the 7 spot playing left field in place of Casey Levitt-McGee, who started there all season. Sam Jenkins in right field hitting 8th, and round things out behind the dish and hitting 9th, Matt Gonzalez playing catcher for the first time. And on the hill for the Crawdads will be Aiden White, who is yet to pitch in the regular season, did pitch in the preseason against the Anchors, had a very solid outing.
That he did, 3 innings pitched, like 5 strikeouts, if I remember, Casey. It was lights out, no runs allowed. Crawdads looking for something similar in today's appearance against a Seagulls lineup that's got some good contact ability, good power. They need to be careful.
Yeah, the Seagulls 1-3 overall. Been an organization since 2003. Trying to get on the right foot in this season. 1-3 overall, like we mentioned. Only hitting 180 as a team with a 7.4 team ERA. Their lone win was over the Stompers last week, a 9-0 affair. Dominant win for San Francisco. Teams will be back in action tomorrow as well at Monte Vista High School, home of the Crawdads. So certainly a team that the Crawdads will want to get familiar with, playing the Seagulls 8 times this season, at least in the regular season. But here at San Bruno City Park, certainly a little ways away for the Crawdads, making their first kind of true road trip of the year. Obviously played Alameda in the opening series for the second game of the year, but that was a quick drive away. The guys had the chance to get on the bus and bond a little bit.
Absolutely. It's a fun little bus ride there.
The order for the Seagulls leading off and playing second base, Alan Ramirez. In the 2 spots playing short, Jake Brewer. The DH hitting 3rd, Ethan Johnson. The cleanup man in right field is Finn Whalen. Derek Waldvogel at first base hitting 5th. Matt Galvin up after him. He's in left field. At the 7 spot, Pranav Sundar at third base. And behind the dish, hitting 8th, Tate Lewis. And then to round things out, playing in center field, the 9-hole hitter is Shane Santaga. And on the mound, it's Maxwell McGrady, who has 1 start on the year, 3 appearances. He struggled quite a bit. He's given up 10 hits in just an inning and 2/3 of work. So he'll look to change his fortunes as the season progresses here for the Seagulls. Seagulls under first-year head coach Ryan Davis. But Mark Caviglia, in his 22nd season as general manager of the Seagulls, he's been with this organization since its inception back in 2003. As the umpires shake hands with both the head coaches. Almost set for baseball here in San Bruno. It's the Seagulls and the Crawdads.
Between your San Francisco Seagulls and the visiting Walnut Creek Crawdads. We have a great game lined up for you tonight, so sit back, relax, enjoy some baseball.
Fans trickling in a little
Let's
bit.
give a warm welcome to the Walnut Creek Crawdads starting lineup. Playing center field, Trey Johnson. At shortstop, we have Jared Metham. Playing second base, we have Ryan Ellis. Batting 4th, playing third base, we have Riley Leininger. Batting 5th, at first base, we have John Yovens. Batting 6th, we have DH Brady Wilson. And the 6th batter is our hot dog batter brought to you by AWC. Remember, if Brady Wilson strikes out, it's half-price hot dogs for the next half inning. Batting seventh, at left field, we have Joey Donnelly. Batting eighth, we have right fielder Sam Jenkins. Batting ninth, catcher Matt Gonzalez. And pitching tonight for the Walnut Creek Crawdads.
Welcome back to the broadcast here at San Bruno. Crawdads looking for their third win in a row.
And now for your San
Playing
Francisco Seagulls.
first of two games against the Seagulls. They're 1-3. They've yet to really find a rhythm so far, have that one shutout win.
Alan Ramirez at second base.
But they also lost to the Alameda Merchants and also lost to the Stompers twice, where they allowed 14 runs across 2 games against Sonoma. What stands out to you, Charlie, about this team as a whole playing here in San Bruno, and what do you expect from them tonight?
Well, I think if we, based off of a common opponent here, they lost to the Merchants. Crawdads take 2 of 3 against the Merchants. You know, that could potentially factor in. I think, you know, they've got some decent bats. The pitching is a bit of a question mark for the Seagulls, but they're playing in their home field. They know it well. It is a little bit of an odd one here, as you've got an opposing baseball diamond just probably 450 feet away from home. So if somebody clears it, that's a giant home run. Don't think that's going to happen. But either way, it is definitely, they have the home field advantage, so to speak, but they're coming in against a hot Crawdads team. It's going to be an interesting one, Casey. That's for sure.
We'll step aside just for a moment for the national anthem. We'll be back and set to go.
Fans, don't forget to visit the snack bar. We've got delicious cheeseburgers, hot
Almost set for the top of the first inning. Maxwell McGrady, the right-hander on the mound for the Seagulls, facing the top of the Crawdad order, starting with Trey Johnson, Jared Medham, and Ryan Ellis due up in this inning. Trey Johnson, the left-handed hitter, digging in first for Walnut Creek, a rising sophomore at Skyline College. Had a good series against the Merchants, the first series of the year for Walnut Creek. He went 4 for 16 across those 3 games, hits in all 3 games. He steps in, takes a practice hack, and readies up against Maxwell McGrady, who stares in for the sign. Big right-hander waits and fires. First pitch, a low fastball taken for a ball, 1-0. Johnson had 2 hits in Game 2 of the Merchant Series, 1 apiece in Games 1 and 3. The 1-0, McGrady waits, takes a deep breath, now fires from the windup. Fastball in there for a strike, strike 1. 1-1 count now on Trey Johnson. McGrady struggled so far for the Seagulls. 10 earned runs in just 3 appearances for him so far this season. As he stares at a 1-1, in for the sign, now fires. Johnson grounds one over to second base. Charging is Ramirez. He'll flip to first underhand to Waldvogel for out number 1. So 1 out here in the top of the first. I'll bring up Jared Medham, the shortstop, making his Crawdads debut after arriving late to the roster. And a very solid season at St. Mary's College this past year. 6th in the West Coast Conference in stolen bases. So expect him to be busy if he gets on. The first offering from McGrady is inside and low for ball 1, 1-0. Medham, 21 years of age. 2nd year in the CCL, 1st year with the Crawdads. He waits for the 1-0, digging in on the right side of the batter's box. Here it comes. He grounds one right to first base. Staying back is Waldvogel, who takes it to the bag himself for out number 2. So 2 ground balls quickly here in the first inning. And with 2 outs, that brings up Ryan Ellis, the second baseman. Ellis played in Game 3 of the Merchant Series, did not play in the first 2. Came in as a pinch hitter in the 3rd game. Walked twice and hit into a fielder's choice. So he's searching for his first hit of the season. Left-handed hitter waits against McGrady. McGrady delivers. Fastball on the outside corner, taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Ryan Ellis, 3 seasons at St. Mary's, 1 at University of Texas, Arlington, where he really got the most playing time there. The 0-1 from McGrady. The right-hander fires. Change up inside and low, taken for a ball, 1-1. Ellis making his first start in the middle infield today at second base. Waits for the 1-1. McGrady with that tall windup. Takes a breath, sets, and fires. Fouled high to the left side out of our field of vision. There's strike 2, now 1-2. 2 outs here on the top of the first.
Ellis and Medham, very welcome reinforcements in the middle infield, Casey, as Dylan Hillman out with an injury at the moment. Chris Esquivel has been limitedly effective so far. Nice to have 2 new guys to head up second and short.
Some shakeups here in the second series of the year. Ellis waits for the 1-2. Here it comes from McGrady. Chopped right to Ramirez at second base. Takes 2 steps, now fires to first in time for out number 3. 3 ground balls for the Crawdads. It's a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the first. Seagulls due up.
Number 7.
Welcome back to San Bruno City Park as the San Francisco Seagulls are going to take their first hacks of the game. 0-0 game here in the bottom of the first. Alan Ramirez due up first for San Francisco, facing off against the lefty pitcher Aiden White for the Crawdads. White making his season debut in the regular season, pitched a bit in the preseason. He'll face off against the righty hitter Ramirez first, who's playing second base. Lefty pitcher puts the glove up, now fires in the first pitch. First pitch swinging, hit straight to Medham at short. Takes a little bit of a weird hop, but he fires to first in time for out number 1.
Man, that's a fantastic play from Jared Medham. He had Leininger kind of coming at him to interrupt the play, but he makes a really great throw, most importantly.
That ball took a little bit of a strange hop at the last moment, but they get the runner in time. So a lot of ground balls here to start this game on both sides. That brings up the 2-hole hitter, Jake Brewer. Taking in the Kenyatta College man, hitting .294 on the young season so far. Here's the first delivery from White. Fastball right down the middle. Strike 1. Brewer 2 seasons at Kenyatta College, a career .324 hitter there. We're in the JUCO ranks, trying to work up a little bit. Here's the 0-1. Outside and off the plate, 1-1. Aiden White in that preseason game was very solid for the Crawdads. 3 2/3 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, only giving up 2 walks. Here's the 1-1. Changeup off the plate, taken for a ball, 2-1. The Seagulls 1-3 on the season so far, trying to get back in the win column. Crawdads on a 2-game win streak. The 2-1 home. Fouled straight back to the screen. Count even at 2-2. Aiden White, the man from Nebraska, working for the Crawdads. Only made 1 appearance for the Cornhuskers in 2025. It was 1 inning against Omaha. He looks solid, but he's trying to get some early work in as Brewer takes a high fastball, bringing the count full. Righty hitter against lefty pitcher. White puts the glove up, looks in for the sign, now delivers. Swing and a miss. Goes to the strikeout stuff. High in the zone. And there's out number 2.
That was a really nice finish there from Aiden White. Struggled to locate just how he wanted, like we saw in that exhibition game against the Alameda Anchors. He was fantastic. Pinpoint, goes back and delivers a nice high fastball for a strike. Good recovery pitch.
So here's the lefty hitter, Ethan Johnson, with 2 outs. Lefty on lefty matchup here in the first. First pitch from White. Low changeup taken for a ball. It's 1-0. Johnson, a Missouri commit in the SEC, also known as Mizzou. Very solid power hitter out of the Kings Academy. The 1-0 pitch. Away from the zone. Gets away from the glove of Gonzalez, the backstop. 2-0. Ethan Johnson, 8.5 perfect game grade. A lot of praise for him coming out of high school, native of San Jose.
Yeah, very highly touted prospect. Nice hit tool.
He waits on the 2-0. White checks in for the sign from Gonzalez. The 2-0 is in there for a strike. Fastball in the outer corner. Count now at 2-1. 2 guys playing for pretty high-profile programs matching up. Nebraska pitcher, Mizzou hitter. Here's the 2-1. Chopped down the third base line. Going to be a tough play for Leininger. Scoops it up, throws to first. The throw gets away from the first baseman, Ewens.
Now coming to plate, number 14, Finn.
So the runner is safe. Likely an infield single.
Yeah, that was well hit over to the third base side. Leininger has to make a really ranging play, and unfortunately doesn't have the throw in time.
Hit right down that third base line, and the ground is not quite flat here, so you can get those weird hops. The 4-hole hitter, Finn Whalen, up now playing right field today. 2-way player has also pitched this season for the Seagulls. Righty hitter digs in. White from the stretch, so it's a high fastball taken for a ball, 1-0. Whalen with 3 hits so far and 6 at-bats on the year. Not too bad. White readies up, checks it first, now fires home. Swing and a miss. Say foul tip into the glove of Gonzalez on the high fastball. 1-1.
Elevated fastball from White, working early here, Casey. Likely going to see some more of it.
See where he goes here on the 1-1. 2 outs in the inning here in the bottom of the first. Here it comes. Low fastball taken for a ball. Now 2-1. Whalen redshirted his first year at Sonoma State. 5'11", 180-pound two-way player. Playing in right field today. Hayden White shaking off a few signs. Now ready's up. 2-1 home with a man on first. This one driven out to right center field. Could be trouble out in that zone, and it's down for a base hit. Jenkins trailing for it, and the runner gets to third. So it's second and third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, and it's a little bit of a rally for the Seagulls as Johnson digs into third in scoring position, and it's a double for Finn Whalen.
Yeah, really nice piece of hitting into what's going to be a big gap in the outfield, Casey. Like I mentioned with White, the high fastball is working. He's got to get something as the secondary offering he can also put batters away with.
So now the 5th batter up in the inning, Derek Waldvogel. First baseman hitting righty with 2 men in scoring position. Whalen on second, Johnson on third. Hayden White trying to get out of the jam. He waits, now fires. Low changeup taken for a ball. It's 1-0. Waldvogel out of Skyline College. Did not play there in 2025. Took a redshirt year. First year in summer ball. 6'2", 210-pound frame. Second offering, curveball in the dirt. Quick 2-0 on Waldvogel. Native of San Mateo, not too far from here in San Bruno. And the Seagulls play their home games. Hitters count. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss. He's over that high fastball. Kept his swing level, but didn't get any piece of it. Now it's 2-1. Waldvogel, 2 seasons of varsity baseball at Sarah High School. Hit 183 there lifetime. 2-1. This one driven down the right field line, heading toward foul grounds. Jenkins is there in foul territory, 2 steps off the line for out number 3. So it's 2 left on for the Seagulls. They also had 2 hits in the inning, but Hayden White gets out of it. We'll go to the top of the second, scoreless ball game. Ready here for the start of the top of the second inning. 4-5-6 due up for Walnut Creek after they went down 1-2-3 in the first. Starts off with Riley Leininger, the third baseman. Did very well in the Alameda Merchants series, 4 for 12, including 3 hits in game 1. As he digs in on the left side, facing off against Maxwell McGrady, who had a quick first inning of work. Leininger waits for McGrady, takes a shrug, now fires. Fastball on the outer edge, taken for a strike. Scoreless ball game here in San Bruno. Bit of a windy evening. 6:05 start time. Leininger waits for the 0-1. Swings his bat above his head. Takes an inside slider for ball 1. Count now at 1-1. Leininger in his first year with the Crawdads. Finished his freshman year at Oklahoma. One of a few SEC names you'll see in this ball game today. McGrady winds up, now fires. Fastball in the outer corner. Good location for McGrady. It's taken for a strike. Now 1-2. Seen McGrady go to that outside corner a few times with the fastball and get the call. Now 1-2 on Leininger with nobody out here in the second. Here's the shrug, now the pitch. Pitch well inside on the knees. Fastball again. Count even at 2-2. Leininger, after going hitless in the third game of the Merchant Series, searching for a knock here to get back in a rhythm. The 2-2 home. Swing foul down the left field line and out of play. Count stays at 2-2. Leininger, originally from Texas, one of 4 Texas players for the Crawdads. Can make the trek out to California. Here's the 2-2 again. Curveball nowhere close on the outside part of the plate. Brings the count even at 3-2.
He's been so disciplined, Kasey, working a lot of 3-ball counts.
Payoff coming from McGrady. Works again from the windup. Here it comes. Ball hit on the ground towards second base. Ramirez picks it up, now flips to first in time after taking 2 steps for out number 1. So all 4 outs for the Crawdads so far on ground balls, 3 of which to the second baseman Ramirez, who's been very busy. That brings up the 5-hole hitter John Ewens. Did not play in Game 3 of the Merchant Series. Had 2 hits in Game 2 after going hitless in Game 1. Just finished his first full year at Baylor. Was with them in 2024, but redshirted that season. First offering from McGrady well off the plate. Hits the backstop for ball 1. Still scoreless between these two teams. Facing off for the first time this season. First of 8 matchups. Here in the top of the second with 1 man out. Ewens, the lefty hitter, waits with an open stance. Fastball in there for a strike from McGrady. Count now to 1-1. Ewens, another man from Texas originally. Trying to get back in a groove. Grady waits for the signal. Here's the windup. Fouled straight back. Fastball, good location again from McGrady on the outside half. And it counts 1-2. Ewens, a 4-year letter winner at Bosqueville High School in Waco, Texas. McGrady sets, kicks and deals. 1-2. Foul top of the screen on the left side. Count even at 1-2. Good at bat so far from Ewens, but he's still in a 1-2 hole. Another guy, first year in summer ball, first year with the Crawdads. McGrady waits, now fires the 1-2. Chop slowly fouled on the first base line. And again, another foul ball from John Ewens. Just trying to find that right pitch right now.
Yeah, a couple nice hacks to stay alive here from Ewens, but hasn't seen a pitch he's really loved.
See where he goes. The 1-2. McGrady checking in for the sign. Waits now, delivers. Hit up high up in the air toward left field. A long run in for Galvin, but he plants under it. Makes the catch for out number 2. So that's 5 straight retired for Maxwell McGrady to start this ball game. And here's Brady Wilson, 6-hole hitter with only 1 at-bat on the year so far. Another 2-way pitcher for the Crawdads. Primarily a pitcher, but he's in the lineup today as a designated hitter, hitting righty. It's a Pacific commit out of Sacramento City College. He swings at the first pitch he sees from McGrady, hits it straight back for strike 1. Brady Wilson, 6'2", 220 pounds. Watched him in BP today, hit a lot of balls over the fence in left field. He waits on the 0-1 with 2 outs. Still scoreless here in the top of the second. Curveball inside corner, called for a strike. Wilson didn't agree with the call, but he's now in a quick 0-2 hole.
Nice front door curveball with a lot of nice break. Able to find the zone. McGrady looks really good right now, Kasey.
Sure does. Has retired the first 5 hitters so far, looking for 6. Here in the second inning. The 0-2 home with 2 outs. Fastball in the outer corner, taken for a ball. Close pitch. Not a bad idea from McGrady.
No, not at all. I love that location. Try to get Wilson a bite there, but he's a very disciplined batter. It's hard to get him out and get him to swing at something that's not in the zone.
Count is 1-2 on Brady Wilson. Donnelly would be next. McGrady fires the 1-2. Changeup outside and low, taken for a ball. Now 2-2. Brady Wilson, the son of Gary Wilson, played 1 season of pro ball at the major league level with the Pirates. Listed as a rising junior, playing a couple of seasons at Sacramento City College. Now going to the West Coast Conference with the Pacific Tigers. The 2-2 pitch. Low curveball taken for a ball. Just like that, we have a full count. Brady Wilson fighting back well in this count.
Absolutely extremely disciplined approach with 2 strikes.
See where McGrady goes. Here on the full count. So he waits, now delivers. And watch out, that one nearly hit him. Taken for ball 4. A fastball in up toward the neck area. So it's a 2-out walk for the Crawdads, and that's their first base runner of the ball game. As Brady Wilson's aboard with 2 outs. Scoreless ball game. Joey Donnelly, the left fielder, now up for the Crawdads. Gets his first start in left field today. Had previously played designated hitter and first base quite a bit. As he scales the back of the batter's box, hitting lefty against the righty McGrady. McGrady now pitching from the stretch with a man on first. First offering to Donnelly. Takes the ball in the dirt. The catcher, Lewis, there to recover it. So runner holds it first. 1-0.
Kasey Tay's backstop much shorter than at Monte Vista. Got to wonder if that's going to lead to less pass balls and less advancing runners.
Donnelly waits on the 1-0 count. It was 1 for 6 in the Merchant Series. Man on first with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Scooped at the low off speed, bringing the count to 1-1. Donnelly most recently played at Cal over in Berkeley. Now in the transfer portal, playing his 3rd season with the Walnut Creek Crawdads. The 1-1 home from McGrady. Fastball on the outer edge, taken for a strike, now 1-2. Donnelly in the CCL now for 4 seasons. Only time he wasn't with the Crawdads was last season. It was with the Arroyo Seco Saints, who the Crawdads will see later this season. Played very well there, hitting .327. He waits on the 1-2. Big lead over at first for Wilson. And the 1-2 count hit straight to Ramirez again. Scoops, now fires to first. Low throw, but it's in time for out number 3. So 4 men up for the Crawdads, but they leave 1 on. We go to the bottom of the second here in a scoreless ball game in San Bruno. Aiden Whitehand, left-handed pitcher, set for his 2nd inning of the work.
Number 26,
Back here in the bottom of the second inning, Crawdads and Seagulls scoreless. Aiden White still on the mound for the Crawdads, facing the middle part of the Seagulls order. We'll start off with Matt Galvin, the left fielder, digging in first. Righty hitter facing the lefty pitcher. Galvin, third year in summer ball, first year with the Seagulls. As White waits now, delivers from the windup. Curveball in the outside corner, taken for a ball, 1-0. Galvin, the only international player on the roster for the Seagulls, native of Calgary, Alberta. The 1-0 pitch. White pitches a low fastball, but it's taken for a ball, now 2-0.
Calgary's a pretty cool place. I can say that I've been there.
Yeah, Galvin played 2 seasons of summer ball in the Western Canadian League. So he takes a outside changeup, 3-0 count on Galvin. Plays at Skagit Valley College in Washington. Did not play in 2025. 3-0 pitch, nowhere close. Low and inside curveball, and it's a 4-pitch walk to lead off the inning for Matt Galvin and the Seagulls.
Yeah, Aiden White continues to struggle finding the zone. Kasey, gotta wonder what adjustments he's gonna try to make on the mound. Come up and figure it out.
We'll see what his approach is against the 7-hole hitter, Pranav Sundar, playing the hot corner today with a man on first and nobody out. White, pickoff attempt back to first, but Galvin head first slide back in safely. Sundar at Coppin State after making the jump from the JUCO level. Native of San Ramon, California, not too far from where the Crawdads play. First pitch to him is a high and away fastball taken for a ball, 1-0. The man on first is Galvin. Scoreless ball game, nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Sundar hit .242 at Coppin State in 2025. Second year with the Seagulls. The 1-0 pitch taken for a strike, fastball around the knees. Sundar also played summer ball with the Watertown Rapids of the Perfect Game Collegiate League. Getting that extra work in on the offseason. So he waits for the 1-1. White takes a huff. Now delivers. Swing and a miss. On the middle frame changeup. Count moves to 1-2.
It's a good second offering there from Aiden White. See if he tries to develop the changeup a little bit more today. Be crucial in order to go deep into this game.
Sundar looking for his third hit of the season, albeit a young season so far for the Seagulls. And Galvin goes, but he's picked off. Throw to second. They got him in time. White checked back to first and caught Galvin in between first and second. And then Ewens, it was an easy throw over to Medham, who tagged out the dead to rights runner. So that's out number 1. And it'll be still a 1-2 count on Sundar, who waits and fouls one straight back. Windy day here in San Bruno.
Indeed, we almost lost the camera, Kasey. Had to save it.
See how that maybe affects some of the balls hit to the outfield. One out here on a 1-2 count to Sundar. Curveball, got him. Low part of the zone around the knees, and Sundar could do nothing but just stare at it for out number 2.
Great recovery at bat here from Aiden White. Finally painting the zone.
So that brings up the 8-hole man, Tate Lewis, playing catcher today. Right-handed hitter, currently at Southern Illinois. A very good season there. Hit over 400. He takes a ball outside. White working with 2 outs here in the inning. They're getting a bit of a gift from the fact that Galvin was picked off. The 1-0 pitch, high fastball taken for a ball, now 2-0. Lewis hitting .222 on the season thus far, including an RBI double. Transferring over from Chandler Gilbert Community College before going to Southern Illinois. So he waits on the 2-0. Fastball Taken for a strike, belt high. 2-1 here with 2 outs. White trying to get out of his second inning of work. Checks in with his catcher Gonzalez, now delivers from the windup. Fastball inside. Taken for a ball. Lewis had to scoot out of the way. Brings the count to 3-1. Nobody on here with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Outside fastball. Count now full. Here with 2 outs. White has given up 2 hits so far in the ballgame, both in the first inning. As he steps off for a brief moment. Aiden White, just 1 appearance in his collegiate career. Here's the payoff pitch. Fouled straight back. Fastball in the outer half. As Lewis just gets a piece of it. If he can get aboard, the 9-hole hitter Shane Santaga will come up. As the righty hitter Lewis steps out, takes a practice swing, now heads back in. Payoff pitch coming here with 2 outs and nobody on. Change up off the plate. It's called for a ball.
Number 6, Shane Santaga.
So it's a 2-out walk here in inning number 2, and the 9-hole hitter Shane Santaga comes up now. We saw the Seagulls rally a bit with 2 outs back in the first inning, back-to-back base knocks. So the runner on first is Lewis. Now at the plate, the right-handed hitter Santaga. First year with the Seagulls. First offering to him, a low changeup around the knees, but it's called for a strike. 0-1. Santaga has played 1 season with Lawrence University at .253 in 2025. So he waits on the 0-1. Fastball inside, taken for a ball, now 1-1. Also played high school football. A little bit of a jack of all trades. Lewis at first with a pretty comfortable lead. The 1-1 from White. Swing and a miss. Low fastball, a little bit away as well. Count moves to 1-2. Santaga looking to turn the order over for the Seagulls here in this scoreless ball game. As White steps off, tips his cap, now steps back on. Glove tucked right on the Crawdads logo. Moves his hand up. Peers at first, now fires home. Swing and a miss. Gets the stuff on the outside corner, got him to wave at it, and that's out number 3. We'll go to the top of the 3rd inning. Still scoreless here in San Bruno. Maxwell McGrady, the left-hander. Maxwell McGrady, the right-hander, trying to get through his third inning of work, facing 8-9-1 for the Crawdads. Sam Jenkins due up for the Crawdads first, the lefty hitter. Got his first home run of the season over the weekend. Hit 2 for 7 in the series against the Merchants. So he waits on the first offering here in inning number 3. Called strike on the outer half for strike 1. Scoreless ball game. We've seen no shortage of base runners so far. Just waiting for that first run as the Crawdads look to make it 3 wins in a row here on the road. McGrady shrugs, now fires. Swing foul down the left field line. 0-2 on Jenkins. Another man from Baylor, another man from Texas originally. Crawdads have a few of those on the roster. Jenkins heads out of the box, now back in as he waits for the 0-2. Checks his swing at the 0-2, but it's called a ball off the outer edge. 1-2. Sam Jenkins, nobody out here in the top of the third inning. Gonzalez and Johnson will also hit in this inning for Walnut Creek. McGrady, wind up, now delivery on the 1-2. Outside changeup taken for a ball, now 2-2. Jenkins, home run of the weekend, very nice, out to right field. Cleared the wall in Alameda. Part of a big comeback for the Crawdads in that ball game where they won 11-7. The 2-2, Jenkins waits, swing and a miss. Got him to bite on the low changeup, and that's out number 1 as Sam Jenkins waves at a low pitch.
That was nasty off-speed stuff from McGrady, honestly, Kasey. Not a whole lot that Jenkins can do to protect the plate when it drops and moves away from him like that.
So the 9-hole hitter, Matt Gonzalez, up for the Crawdads. Righty hitting catcher. This is the righty McGrady, who's done a solid job so far for San Francisco. Driven out to right field. Not much of a run for Whalen, who gloves it for out number 2 as he takes a few steps to his left. So first pitch swinging for Gonzalez. It's a quick out for McGrady. So the lineup flips over to Trey Johnson. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out to second base back in the first inning. Really solid freshman season at Skyline College. Hit over 300 there. As he steps out upon initially stepping into the batter's box. Looks like there's a extra ball on the field out there and right.
Soccer ball, matter of fact.
Don't know where that came from.
Just some kids playing in the background.
Johnson now heads back into the box, sitting lefty against the righty McGrady. 2 outs here in the top of the third. First offering, low curveball. Johnson takes for a strike, going 1. Crawdad searching for their first hit. They put the ball in play. All but 2 batters so far in this game have. They've been quiet outs to start this ball game. The 0-1 goes back to the curveball, but it's off the plate, 1-1. Johnson once said in an interview his baseball inspiration was Josh Donaldson on the A's. Said that in the Berkeley High newspaper. He waits on the 1-1. McGrady from the windup. Swing foul toward the Crawdad dugout. Down the third base line, now 1-2. Johnson had 2 RBI in the Super Regional loss to West Valley, Skyline College, last game of the season. Was a clutch performer in that ball game, even though they didn't win. Here's the 1-2. Drives one out to straightaway center field. Santago waits, takes 2 steps back, and puts his left hand up for the catch. Crawdads go down 1-2-3, still searching for some action on the base pass. But we go to the bottom of the third, scoreless here in San Bruno. Scoreless here in San Bruno, bottom of the third set to begin. Top of the order due up for the Seagulls, Ramirez, Brewer, and Johnson. They've gone a combined 1 for 3 so far. Aiden White still on the hill for the Crawdads. It's been solid so far, has faced the entire order for the Seagulls. You're in a 0-0 ball game. Right-handed hitter Ramirez digs in, he's 0 for 1. White delivers. Outside changeup taken for a ball, 1-0. Ramirez playing at San Jose State. Not played there yet in an official game. Transferred there from 2 prior community colleges. Swings at the second pitch he sees, but missed. Now 1-1. Good off-speed location on the outside corner there for Aiden White to locate. Now count 1-1. Here comes. Fastball inside half, taken for a strike. 1-2. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Ramirez showcased a lot of power at the JUCO level. 9 home runs in 2024. Swing and a miss. Outside changeup. Got him to wave at it.
Coming to the plate.
And that's another strikeout for Aiden White. Now 4 in the ball game so far.
Pretty great, all things considered. Aiden White hasn't thrown a lot of first pitch strikes, Casey, but he's found ways to get batters out. It's really impressive, in my opinion.
White will try to continue that against the 2-hole man, Jake Brewer, playing shortstop today. He was a strikeout victim back in the first. White waits, now delivers from the windup. Fastball down the middle, called a strike. 0-1. Still searching for our first runs of the game. Seagulls and Crawdads, both scoreless. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Here's the 0-1. Pitch in the dirt in front of home plate. Off speed, not waved at by Brewer. Count now at 1-1.
Brewer had to slightly check his swing, though. Definitely a deceptive pitch from White.
Jake Brewer, all-conference second team in the Coast North Conference in 2025. Really solid 300 hitting season. As he waits on the 1-1, here's the pitch. Hit very high out to deep center field. Johnson tailing back. He waits, camps in center, and makes the grab for out number 2.
Now batting, number 16, Ethan Johnson.
So we saw a 2-out rally from the Seagulls back in the first inning. They'll look for one here as Ethan Johnson digs in. He singled back in that very first inning. Made it to third base, but was later stranded there. He digs in, hitting lefty against the lefty White. White puts the glove up, kicks and deals. Fastball down the middle, taken for a strike. Johnson hit that ball hard back in the first inning. Over on the left side. Second offering to him is a high curveball taken for a ball, 1-1. Participated in the Noble Bat Home Run Derby in 2024, actually won it at Globe Life Field. The 1-1 pitch taken low, curveball in the dirt. 2-1 on Johnson. Johnson playing DH today. Normally plays catcher. Umpire calls time. Not sure the reason as Johnson steps out of the box. Now back in, hitting on the left side. It's White looking to get out of this inning here in the bottom of the third. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss on top of the changeup. Count now up to 2-2.
Rare to see an elevated changeup, Casey, but it worked really effectively there. Johnson clearly thought it was a fastball out in front of it.
Beautiful pitch from White, who showcased a lot of good stuff so far. 2 outs, here's the 2-2. Called strike 3. Ring him up on the low changeup. And Aiden White has gotten through 3 innings without giving up a run. Crawdads trying to break this game open. We go to the top of the 4th here in San Bruno.
fun.
Set for the top of the fourth inning. Crawdad still searching for their first base hit of the ball game.
Now batting
It's a
number
scoreless
6,
ball game,
Jared
that is.
Beckham.
Jared Medham due up for the Crawdads. Inning in the 2 spot today, making his Crawdad debut. Right-handed hitter stays in the back of the batter's box, facing against the right-handed hitter McGrady, who stays in the ball game. The first pitch to Medham, inside curveball taken for a ball, 1-0. Medham with a beautiful baby blue bat.
It is really pretty. I'd love to use the bat like that.
Really nice bat here in his first game as a Crawdad. Maybe trying to get it to the ball. Here's the 1-0. Low curveball taken for a ball, 2-0. McGrady has been very solid so far for the Seagulls. He's given up 1 base runner by way of the walk, but that's it. Crawdads have hit into weak contact so far. Quick hitters count on Medham. He waits for the 2-0. Shows bunt. Pulls it back, but it's called a strike. An interesting decision to show bunt after not showing it on the first 2 pitches.
Trying to catch McGrady by surprise, I suppose.
Pitch was called a strike, so it's a 2-1 on Medham. Played in the Corvallis Regional for the St. Mary's Gales. He stares at a low fastball off the plate as well, taken for a ball, 3-1. Sun starting to set here in San Bruno. And the top of the 4th inning, scoreless ball game. Both pitchers looking very nice so far. The 3-1 home. Fastball called a strike on the outer edge. Medham started to trek down to first. He thought it was a ball, but it's called a strike on the outer half.
That is a call of all time, Casey. That's what I'll say about that one.
Pitch was close. Medham did not like it. But he takes off his helmet, now treks back to the batter's box, and we'll do a 3-2.
Tough adjustment after you think you've walked. Just got to make sure he keeps his head level.
White waits, now kicks and deals. That pitch was nowhere close. The payoff outside changeup and low in the zone, so it's a leadoff walk
Ryan Ellis.
for the Crawdads as Medham treks down to first. And that'll bring up another former St. Mary's guy, Ryan Ellis. He grounded out to second back in the first inning and now works with a man on first. McGrady from the stretch delivers. High and away curveball. Taken for a ball, 1-0. Ryan Ellis got his first action of the season over the weekend. Originally from Arizona, playing now a little bit more west. The 1-0 from McGrady. In there for a strike. Fastball on first. Medham looked like he was maybe going to take off for second, but stopped himself, trying to dance around on the base pass a little bit. Count moves to 1-1. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. Man on first for the Crawdads in a scoreless ball game. McGrady tips his head. Runner goes. Pitch hit to first, and it takes a hop off the first baseman Volgovo's glove. Medham trekking into third. He's going to get there safely. And Ellis gets to first in time, as that looked like an easy play for the first baseman Walvogel until the ball took a last-second hop off his glove.
Number 11.
So everybody's safe, and now runners on the corners for the Crawdads with nobody out.
Probably an E3, right, Casey?
I think I'd agree there. That looked like a playable ball for the first baseman Walvogel. But now Riley Leininger deals in. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to his name as well. Runners on the corners, nobody out for the Crawdads. He waits. Here's the first offering. Curveball outside, taken for a ball, 1-0. Leininger, one of 4 players so far in this game for the Crawdads to ground out to second. Did that back in the second inning. There's an RBI opportunity here with Medham on third. Brady waits, kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Low curveball. Waved at and missed for a strike. Leininger had a fantastic game on CCL opening day. Went 3 for 4 with a pair of singles and a double. Ellis on first, Medham on third. Nobody out, 1-1 count here in the 4th. Here's the pitch. Change up away, taken for a ball. Now 2-1 on Leininger. Hitting on that left side against the righty McGrady, who's looked really solid, but now in a little bit of a jam with runners on the corners. McGrady, check over at first. Throws back to Valdgovel, but nothing doing. Wouldn't be the worst idea maybe for Ellis, who has speed, to maybe try to go off for second with the runner on third.
Yeah, absolutely. Eliminate a force play, maybe get a score.
Leininger waits on the 2-1. Checks his swing at the fastball, but it's called a strike anyways. Now 2-2. Leininger, a two-time district MVP out of Georgetown High School in Texas. Looking for an RBI chance with 2 men on. Runners on the corners, 2-2 count. Here it comes. Runner goes to first, or from first, hit right back to the pitcher, and the runner from third, met him, comes in to score. So a good job from the man on first, Ellis, to eliminate the double play chance by running on the hit and run opportunity from Leininger, but hit right back to McGrady, and he flipped it to first in time, so there's 1 out. Ellis on second. Crawdads lead 1-0. Now John Ewan's digging in. Left-handed hitting first baseman takes the ball in the dirt, 1-0. He's 0 for 1, flied out to left field back in the second inning. Looking to extend the Crawdad lead with a man in scoring position. McGrady turns his head back to second, now looks home. Fires in a high fastball, taken for a ball. Count now up to 2-0 on Ewans. Another lefty in the order for the Crawdads. Grady waits. From the stretch, now he delivers home. Low fastball in the dirt, 3-0 on Ewans. Good eye here from Ewans. The Crawdads look to get as many base runners on as they can after going down pretty quietly through the first 3 innings. They lead 1-0 off the ground out from Riley Leininger last at bat. The 3-0 in there for a strike. Good recovery pitch from McGrady. It's now 3-1. Ellis still on second. He's taking a pretty comfortable lead over there. Had a heads-up play just 1 batter ago. A hit-and-run situation to prevent the double play. Here's the 3-1. That one hit hard to the right side. A diving play for Ramirez. He's going to throw to first, and it's not in time. Ball goes back to the first base dugout, and the runner from second, Ellis, comes around to score. It's 2-0 Crawdads.
That's a tough scoring decision as well, Casey. What do you think, an error or a single?
I think that's an infield single because it was a really hard hit ball and a really good effort from Ramirez. He dove for it.
I tend to agree. I think that's probably an infield single just because of how hard it was hit. Either way, Crawdads up 2-0.
Meeting on the mound, called for. Ryan Davis. Looks like he'll leave his pitcher in there as he heads back to the dugout. McGrady giving up 2 runs here in this inning, 1 unearned. It's John Ewan's single to bring in that second one. The Crawdads didn't have a hit coming into this inning, get their first official hit of the ball game on that John Ewan single, and they lead 2-0. Here's Brady Wilson. He walked back in the second inning with a man on first. He takes the curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. Wilson hitting righty.
Another soccer ball in right field. Gets the timeout.
Wilson waits, takes a practice hack, now steps back in to the batter's box. The 0-1 with a man on first and 1 out. Here it comes. Curveball in there for a strike. Quick 0-2 on Wilson, who's looking for his first hit of the season. Might see him pitch this week as well. The 0-2 as Ewens takes a sizable lead outside, and it gets away from the catcher. Lewis goes back to the screen, and the curveball allows Ewens to advance to second easily on the wild pitch.
That's big for the Crawdads. Takes away a double play opportunity to end the inning. So now in this 1-2 count, Wilson a little more free to swing.
Wilson will wait on the 1-2. Ewens on second. He advanced on the wild pitch. One out here in the top of the fourth. McGrady peers at second, now fires home. Low fastball off the plate. Count now up to 2-2.
Lewis with a decent frame job behind the dish. Almost got another called strike out of it. Just missed.
McGrady with one strikeout on the day. That came last inning. He'll work with a 2-2 count. Man on second for the Crawdads with one out. Hit straight up the middle into center field for a base hit. Ewens will come around and he'll head back to third as he holds up after taking a huge turn at third base. And there's the first hit of the season for Brady Wilson, who hit one hard up the middle.
Nice piece of hitting. Doesn't try to do too much with it. Slaps it back up the middle. All you need to do as a hitter to get aboard, move a runner.
So an RBI opportunity for Joey Donnelly. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out to second, back in the second inning. It's Wilson on first, Ewens on third. Ewens wanted to come home, but held up wisely as the throw was coming in from the center fielder, Santaga. The first pitch to Donnelly is laced up the middle. It's dropping in front of Santaga in center field. The run from third comes in easily, and it's 3-0 Crawdads.
Another great piece of hitting from Donnelly. Again, the Crawdads not trying to do a whole lot. They don't need to use their power in the bats. Just put bat to the ball, let good things happen.
They have jumped on McGrady here in this part of the inning. As Donnelly on first after that single. Ewens came around to score from third. And here's Sam Jenkins, who was the lone strikeout victim so far for the Crawdads back in the second. Left-handed hitting right fielder waits. Swings at the first pitch he sees. Fouled straight back, 0-1.
That was a big hack from Jenkins. Wanted to tap into some of that power. Maybe a second home run on the year.
He'd love that right now with two men aboard. Donnelly on first, Wilson on second, one man out. 0-1 on Jenkins, another man from Baylor for the Crawdads. And a 3-0 ball game. McGrady waits, now fires. Check swing on the inner half, he didn't go around. Oh, 0-2 on Jenkins. He waits for the 1-1. McGrady fires. Hits one to straightaway center field. Santaga will get there for the catch. He takes a few steps to his right, and there's out number 2. Not bad contact from Jenkins. Looking for an RBI with two men on, but Santaga was right there. So the 9-hole hitter, Gonzalez. This is the 8th man up in the inning for the Crawdads. He's 0 for 1. Flight out to right, back in the second. Two men on for the Crawdads. Wilson on second, Donnelly on first. They lead 3-0. McGrady on the bump still for the Seagulls. He fires home. Check swing on the high fastball, but he went around, they say. 0-1. Gonzalez did not get a hit over the weekend against the Merchants. Looking for his first of the season here. Takes a curveball inside. 1-1. Gonzalez from San Ramon, California originally. Went to Doherty Valley High School. Pretty close stance. He waits on the 1-1. High curveball. Chin height. So it's 2-1 on Gonzalez. Crawdads with 3 singles in this inning. They also reached on an error and took a walk. So it's been 5 separate base runners for Walnut Creek. There's the 2-1. Fastball around the knees, taken for a strike, 2-2. McGrady trying to get out of this inning after getting through the first 3 very quickly for the Seagulls. The righty pitcher takes a breath, fires from the stretch. Swing and a miss on top of the curveball, and that'll end the inning. Crawdads leave 2 on, but they score 3. They lead 3-0 as we go to the 5th inning. Or excuse me, bottom of the 4th inning, the 3-0 lead.
One.
4, 5, 6 due up for the Seagulls. They trail 3-0 after the 3-run inning in the top of the 4th for the Crawdads. That brings up Finn Whalen to face Aiden White, who stays on the bump for the Crawdads. He has 5 strikeouts so far. Looking very promising for Walnut Creek. Whalen 1 for 1 with a double. 2 hits so far for the Seagulls. The first offering to him, changeup in their first strike, 0-1.
Beautiful off-speed pitch, just parks it in the zone.
White readies up, now fires in. That one hit down the third base line, foul. Just on the left part of the third base bag. Was close though. Was lining a range to his right, but it's strike 2 anyways.
2 straight off-speed pitches from White, and this time Whalen was on top of it, just out in front a smidge.
White looking for his 6th strikeout and an 0-2 hole on Finn Whalen. Here comes the 0-2. High changeup taken for a ball. Now 3 off-speed pitches in a row from Aiden White. It's 1-2 on Whalen.
Expect to see a fastball here.
Whalen hit one out to the right center gap back in the first inning. Swing and a miss. He waves at the outside fastball. And there you go. 6 strikeouts for Aiden White.
Now batting, number 36, Derek Waldvogel.
Just makes too much sense to go to a fastball after 3 straight off-speed pitches and high and away. What batter's going to get to him after that?
That's 4 strikeouts for White in his last 5 batters faced. Can you believe that?
I can, actually, because he's just that good.
So that brings up Derek Waldvogel. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout. First pitch to him, a low changeup around the knees, but it's a ball. Waldvogel, rising sophomore at Skyline College. So he looks at a low curveball in the dirt, 2-0. Aiden White looking very promising for the Crawdads, a team that's kind of struggled with pitching so far this season by and large. Giving up a heap of runs these past few games. Third offering to Waldvogel, taken for a ball outside, 3-0. And White will have to force the zone here. The 3-0. Fastball down the middle. No green light for Waldvogel. So there's strike one. White looking to get out of his 4th inning of work unscathed in a 3-0 ball game. Swing and a miss on the 3-1 on top of the low fastball. Count now full. Waldvogel searching for his 3rd hit of the season. As he stares at a changeup outside and a little bit low. That's ball 4. So it's a 1-out walk for the Seagulls, trying to spark up a rally, down 3 runs. That'll bring up Matt Galvin, who walked back in the 2nd in left field today. Seen a little bit of action there on defense. Waldvogel on first. White readies up, puts the glove up, now fires. That one drifted to the right side, foul. High and out of play. Count now at 0-2. Six strikeouts so far for White. Has a chance at 7 here on the 0-2 count. Galvin digs in on the right side. Waits for White, who droops his arm down, now collects himself. Peers at first. Now heads home. Fouled straight back. Galvin staying alive on the 0-2 count.
Not for that fence, Kasey. That ball would have hit us. Straight back towards us. I have jumped a little bit in my seat. I can't lie.
So Galvin waits on the 0-2 count with 1 out and 1 man on. White peers at first, now fires home. Another foul ball right toward the Crawdad dugout on the 3rd base side. Count stays at 0-2.
This time an excuse me swing on the off-speed pitch. Aiden White nearly had him fooled. But Waldvogel able to just catch up to it. Or Galvin, excuse me.
Galvin's 1 for 11 on the season. Struggled out the gate. He sits in an 0-2 hole. Aiden White steps off the rubber. So Galvin takes a little bit of a trek outside the batter's box. Puts both of his hands back on the bat. Takes a practice hack, now waits. White readies up. Cocks his head toward home. Fires the 0-2. Inside fastball taken for a ball, now 1-2. This is the stuff we've expected from Aiden White. Had 5 strikeouts in the preseason for the Crawdads. In limited action. The 1-2. Here it comes. That one drifted foul over the Seagulls dugout into their bullpen. Do 1-2 again as Galvin forced to stay alive once again. Runner at first is Waldvogel. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
You'd love to see a ground ball here if you're Aiden White. Try to get a double play. Get out of this jam.
White collects himself, puts the glove up. Peers over at first. Looks home and lifts the leg. High fastball, back pick over to first. And Waldvogel barely gets home. Back into first. On a good back pick from Gonzalez, a heads-up play. But the runner's safe at first. Galvin stares at a 2-2 count. White puts the glove up. Twitches his leg, now fires home. Runner goes. Pitch called the ball. Throw is late and is not picked up cleanly by Medham. So just like that, a runner on second on the stolen base from Waldvogel. And it's now a full count on Galvin, who worked an 0-2 count into a 3-2 count. Aiden White trying to get out of this inning without any damage. Now a runner in scoring position for the Seagulls. Righty hitter waits against the lefty pitcher. Here comes the 3-2. That one drifted out to shallow right center, and a good run there for Jenkins. And he's going to throw back to second, catching Waldvogel in his tracks. Right in between second and third, a boneheaded play for Waldvogel. He probably forgot how many outs there were. And so it's a double play as the Crawdads get out of the inning without allowing anything. We go to the top of the 5th. Crawdads lead 3-0. Set for the top of the 5th inning. Crawdads lead 3-0, trying to add on as the top of the lineup comes up against a new pitcher.
Trey Johnson.
Sebastian Buller now in the game for the Seagulls. Right-handed pitcher
As well, Sebastian Bueller from West Valley College.
relieving Maxwell McGrady, who went 4 full innings, allowing 3 total runs, 2 earned. So he'll face Trey Johnson. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Left-handed hitter takes the ball. Change up on the outer half for ball 1, now 1-0. Johnson looking for his first hit of the series after a solid one against the Merchants. Chops one straight to second. Ramirez steps back, fires to first in time for out number 1. So that brings up Jared Medham. He scored the Crawdads' first run of the ball game back in the 4th. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. Searching for his first hit of the season. Making the trip down to Walnut Creek from St. Mary's College. First offering to him, high curveball inside, 1-0. Crawdads lead 3-0, top of the 5th, in what's been a pretty smooth ball game otherwise. Medham waves that baby blue bat. Hits one straight up the middle, and a good play as Ramirez puts up the glove to make the scoop. Fires to first in time. Ramirez has been a defensive gem all day for San Francisco, and he fires out Medham, who probably thought he had a single in that play.
Yeah, that's a single pretty much every other time. I mean, what a play from Ramirez. He's been, like you said, fantastic.
That ball took a strange hop, and Ramirez put the glove up high to glove it. Here's Ryan Ellis. Takes a strike. Fastball down the middle. He's 0 for 2, reached on an error, scored. Grounded out to second, back in the 1st as well. Buller sets himself, now fires in. Hits straight to Ramirez, and it hits off the top of his glove and trickles into the outfield. So that's now 2 times that Ryan Ellis will have reached on an error. So it's an E4, something you don't really expect there from Ramirez.
No, not at all. Like, just made an incredible play to end the last at-bat, and this time has a chance to get out of the inning and can't quite get it.
So it's a 2-out base runner for the Crawdads. That brings up Riley Leininger, 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. 4 hits over the weekend. Waits from the first pitch on Buller. And he hits it to the left side, squeaking through past the shortstop, Brewer, who laid out for it. 2 men on for the Crawdads. Back-to-back pitches. They put the ball in play, hitting it on the ground. So Leininger hits a single to the left side. 2 men on. Ellis on second, Leininger on first, and that brings up John Ewens, who singled back in the 4th inning. Later scored. Part of a 3-run inning for the Crawdads. Field playing straight away with 2 outs. As Buller steps off. Ewens digging in on the left side. Waves his black bat. Waits for the first delivery from Buller. There it comes. Fastball outside, taken for a ball, 1-0. Good height, but a little bit off the plate. Ewens 1 for 2. We mentioned the single, also flied out to left field. 2 men on for Ewens, trying to extend the lead for Walnut Creek. The 1-0. Half swing, called a strike anyways. Fastball, middle frame. Ewens 6'3", 210 pounds. A lot of power in his swing. 2 outs in the inning. Buller collects. Glove belt high from the stretch. Here it is. That one fouled back off the catcher's mask of Lewis. Count comes up to 1-2, and Buller trying to get out of this inning. His first inning of work here for San Francisco. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings this season with 4 strikeouts to his tally. Sets himself, looks in for the sign, now delivers. And that one hits the foot of Ewens, and he runs to first with no hesitation, and that loads the bases for Brady Wilson. So it's a 2-out rally for the Crawdads. back-to-back groundouts to second base, then an E4, a single, and a walk. Brady Wilson has already reached base twice today. Walked back in the second, singled in the fourth. Was stranded there in the fourth inning. The base is loaded, hitting on the right side. Buller delivers. Curveball inner half, taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Wilson playing at the DH spot today. Normally a third baseman, also pitches. Looking for a big knock here in the top of the fifth inning to try to extend the lead for the Crawdads. He waits on the 0-1. Buller fires in. Curveball away. Catcher Lewis had to scurry to recover that one, and it's 1-1. Wilson, very solid pitcher for the Crawdads. Struck out a pair of hitters in 1 2/3 innings on opening day. Waits on the 1-1. Look out. Fastball in on the chin. Gets out of the way in time. 2-1 on Wilson. Wilson, pair of seasons at Sacramento City College. Career .345 slugging percentage there. .352 on base percentage and a .227 average. Bases juiced. Here's the 2-1. High fastball, 3-1. The Crawdads 1 ball away from walking in a run. As Buller trying to get out of the jam. Ewan's on first, Leininger at second, Ellis on third. 2 outs. Wilson with a 3-1 count, looking for his third time reaching base. Pops one foul straight back, bringing the count full. Runners will be in motion. As the catcher Lewis giving some signals to his right-handed pitcher. Wilson working a really good at-bat here for Walnut Creek. Very patient at the plate. If he can get aboard, Joey Donnelly would be next. Wilson takes a few practice swings. Stares back at the pitcher Buller. Now heads back in. Buller sets. Brings the glove up. Fires. Swing and a miss. Buller gets out of the inning. Strands, the bases loaded for the Crawdads. They still lead 3-0, but they lead 3-on. As we'll go to the bottom of the fifth. Walnut Creek up 3-0. Charlie about to come on the call.
Welcome back to the Crawdad Streaming Network. We've got a pitching change as the Walnut Creek Crawdads are up 3-0 here on the San Francisco Seagulls. It's Max Cohen, the left-handed pitcher, Casey, entering the game today. Haven't seen him yet in CCL play. Saw him a little bit in the exhibition games. But he will face Pranav Sundar, the third baseman today for the Seagulls. Sundar struck out in his first appearance. That was back in the second. Cohen kicks and delivers the first offering. It's low. Ball 1. Sundar, the man from Copen State, native of San Ramon, ready to get things going, try to kick off some scoring here as he fouls this one off into right field, way out of play.
There's a guy walking a dog over there. I don't know if that's safe to be walking where those foul balls are being hit.
Yeah, probably not, Casey, if I were to take a gamble. Max Cohen readies himself on the rubber for the 1-1. The man from Monterey Peninsula College kicks and fires. Speed, swing and miss. Sundar down 1-2 in this count. Cohen in 2025 for Monterey Peninsula, 14 appearances, 6.39 ERA, 18 earned runs, 19 Ks. Kicks and fires the 1-2. Fastball just misses the outer third. Count evens, 2 apiece. It's been a pretty good day for the Crawdads, all things considered. Casey have gotten some hits, gotten on base on some walks. As the 2-2 sits in the zone, strike 3. Sundar looks at it. 2 strikeouts for him today. So 1 down, brings up the catcher, Tate Lewis.
Yeah, Cohen will want to back up that really good inning we saw outing we saw from Aiden White. He was phenomenal.
Absolutely, Aiden White, another masterclass start. First official start today in CCL play. He had that exhibition game against the Anchors. 5 strikeouts in 3 2/3. This time 6 strikeouts in 4 innings. As the first offering to Lewis is low and in the dirt. 1-0 count. Lewis from Southern Illinois University steps in from the right side. Slaps a ground ball over to the shortstop. That's Medham. Flips to Ewens at first in time for 2 outs. 6-3 grounder.
Now batting, number 6, Shane Santaga.
Shane Santaga, the center fielder, up to bat for San Francisco, as they've still got a goose egg on the board, Casey.
Yeah, they've had a couple runners on. We saw that first inning threatening with runners on second and third, but they haven't been able to back that up. Trying to create a late rally here on a chilly evening.
Chilly indeed. Cohen winds and deals the first offering to Santaga out of the zone, 1-0. Santaga, the Lawrence University man, local from Los Gatos, California, here in the Bay. The 1-0 is high, 2-0. This is actually Santaga's first appearance, Casey, with the Seagulls. Does not have any stats prior to today. The 2-0 just misses the zone. Cohen, 3 straight balls here to Santaga, who hit .253 this spring with Lawrence in 41 games. The 3-0, get me over fastball, finds the zone. Good recovery pitch there from Cohen, Casey.
Yeah, good to get back in the zone. No reason to not be attacking with 2 outs here in the inning. 2 quick outs at that.
Cohen turns and delivers the 3-1. Way out in the dirt. Santaga holds up. So, a 2-out walk turns the lineup over for the Gulls. Alan Ramirez, the second baseman up today. He's had some magnificent plays over at second base, Casey. 1 error, but he saved a couple of base hits when it's all said and done.
He has been good. He had that error like you mentioned, but made a few really good plays to save his pitchers, we'll say. I'm sure they're happy he's made those plays.
Ramirez, the man from San Jose State, rising senior. He's transferred from a couple colleges. Junior colleges, I should say. Cohen picks over to first. Tries to grab Santaga, but he can't. Ramirez initially went to Mission College and then transferred to West Valley before heading to San Jose State. Runner goes. Gonzalez's throw offline and not in time. Good cover there from Ellis. But unfortunately, Gonzalez couldn't put it on a line. So that one will go for a ball.
Gonzalez is not the everyday catcher for the Crawdads, so maybe not super shocking. See a few hiccups throwing over to second.
It'll be a 1-0 count on Ramirez. Cohen looks back at second. The lefty winds and deals. High fastball, 2-0. Ramirez has appeared in 3 games already for the Seagulls. 10 at-bats, hitting .200. A pair of hits. As he takes the 3-0 from Cohen and pops it foul backwards, 3-1. Casey Cohen had a reputation in high school for his command, threw lots of strikes, but so far in college he's struggled. Has that 88-mile-an-hour sinker. Trying to get it going here today. Here's the 3-1. Slapper over to short. Ellis is there and turns the Ewins for the out. Second base, excuse me, Ellis plays. But anyways, the Seagulls go down quietly here in the bottom of the fifth. We'll head to the top of the sixth. The Crawdads up to bat once again. It'll be Donnelly, Jenkins, and Gonzalez right after this. Welcome back to the Crawdad Streaming Network. It's a 3-0 ball game here for Walnut Creek. They're up on the San Francisco Seagulls, taking their 6th at-bats of the day here on the top of the 6th. Lincoln Juarez, the right-hander from Cumberland University, is the new pitcher for San Francisco. He relieves Sebastian Buller after an inning of work, a scoreless inning. Trying to replicate the same, give his team a chance to tie the ball game here. And he'll face the bottom of the Crawdads order. Joey Donnelly, Sam Jenkins, Matt Gonzalez due up. Donnelly, the left-hander, steps into the box. The longtime Crawdad, his 3rd season with the team. Not consecutive. He played last year with the Arroyo Seco Saints here in the CCL. But a very veteran Berkeley man. Steps in from the left side against Juarez. Juarez, the 6'3" righty, kicks and delivers. Donnelly slaps it through the gap in between short and second. Ramirez tried to come up and snatch it, but to no avail. Donnelly, his 2nd base hit of the day, and the leadoff man is aboard for the Dads.
I would love to know the StatCast data on that because that was hit really hard. You could hear it. Nothing Ramirez, a good defender, could have done on that.
So here's Sam Jenkins, the lefty from Baylor. Strikeout and a flyout today for Jenkins. The rising redshirt freshman did not play this semester with Baylor. He's got one aboard here in the top of the 6th. No one on, or no one out, I should say. Donnelly goes as Juarez's offering is low. Donnelly in there safely. The throw from Lewis offline, not in time. Donnelly led the CCL in steals 2 seasons ago. Picks up another one here today.
I think these base runners are realizing in this cold weather, and we haven't seen too good of throws so far, stealing second should be pretty easy. I don't think the catchers want to throw over to second how cold it is here.
Yeah, probably not. Not going to have great grip. Juarez looks back to Donnelly at second, and we're going to get a timeout here from the home plate umpire. Juarez, the rising senior at Cumberland, 2025, 11 appearances, was 2-0. 10.66 ERA in 12 2/3 innings pitched. 11 Ks, just 2 walks. So he looks in, fires the 1-0. Fastball low, nearly in the dirt. Lewis does a nice job snatching it up, not allowing the pass ball. Either way, It's a 2-0 count for Jenkins, whereas in his first appearance, Kasey, for the Gulls today. Gets the call from Lewis. Kicks and delivers the 2-0. Big cut. Foul tip, the home plate umpire will say, into the glove. Either way, it's a 2-1 count.
A little bit on top of that one. Saw the swing over the top.
Jenkins had a pretty good series against Alameda. Had the home run in game 2. Started the scoring for the Dads. He's got a runner in scoring position here. No one on. The 2-1. Another big cut and miss. Jenkins, 2-2 count to him now. The state champion at Trinity Christian Academy in Dallas. Bringing that pedigree here to the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Juarez ready's on the mound. Donnelly dancing around. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a foul ball back. Jenkins stays alive, gets a piece of it. Juarez, before he went to Cumberland, spent 3 years at West Valley College, Kasey. 41 total appearances, a career 6-2 record in 7 starts, 3 saves. Versatile man. As the 2-2 is a pass ball, Donnelly will take off and get to third safely. No throw from Lewis. And it's a full count for Sam Jenkins.
Working a really nice at bat. Saw him strike out earlier, fly out. Looking to just get on base and join the party.
Absolutely. He had a pretty deep fly out to center field. That was back in the 4th inning. You know he's got power in that bat. So we get another timeout here from the home plate umpire. I think they're trying to fix the scoreboard.
Yeah, it reads 2-2. It is a full count.
Don't know what else the confusion might be, but we're still not resumed here.
I think the home plate umpire is trying to figure out what the count is.
Yeah, it should be 3-2. But officially it's going to go as 2-2. Juarez readies. Donnelly at third. No one down here in the top of the 6th. The 2-2 to Jenkins. Swing and a high pop fly in foul territory. That's down the left field side. Well out of play. Jenkins stays alive.
The lights are on officially.
They indeed are. Pretty good light source, all things considered. Nice and bright here in San Bruno Park. The 2-2 once again to Jenkins. Juarez gets the strike 3 on the curveball. Jenkins can't believe it.
And I mean, it's a 2-2 count, but that was really ball 4.
I kind of agree with you there, Kasey. As Matt Gonzalez steps in. He's 0 for 2 today. Fly out to right and a strikeout swinging in the 4th. Got Donnelly over at third, trying to move him in and score the 4th run of the game for Walnut Creek. The catcher outfielder from Fresno State readies. Juarez's first offering, fastball on the outside part of the zone. Just misses it though. 1-0. Gonzalez did not play this spring for Fresno State. Rising redshirt junior. The 1-0 offering, curveball outside. Juarez gives Gonzalez a 2-0 advantage here in this count with a runner in scoring position and just 1 out. Gonzalez, a native of San Ramon, went to Doherty Valley High School, pair of all-conference honors in the East Bay Athletic League. The 2-0 from Juarez. Fastball finds the lower third, 2-1. Gonzalez seeing his first start at catcher today, Kasey, after a couple starts out in right field. Juarez kicks and delivers the 2-1. Fastball bounces in the dirt. Gonzalez waves off Donnelly. Short backstop here, probably wouldn't have gotten home in time if he decided to run. But either way, it's a 3-1 count. Gonzalez is going to take some time here. Step back, compose himself. And we're going to get a mound visit as well. Lewis going to go and talk to his man Juarez.
Yeah, just trying to settle him down. Got the good punch out. But has that leering runner at third base.
That runner always looming ever so threateningly. Juarez in his career, 5.71 ERA with West Valley, 10.66 last year with Cumberland. A little bit high, but definitely manageable. But trying to work out of this jam. Gonzalez gets ready in the box against the righty Juarez. Kicks and deals the 3-1, fouled back, and the count is full. Gonzalez seeing his first competitive at-bats in a while. Kasey did not play in 2024 or 2025. Was named Mountain West Scholar Athlete his redshirt freshman year in 24. In a big spot here, trying to increase the Crawdad lead. The payoff from Juarez. Swing and a foul ball backwards over the Seagulls dugout, well out of play. Bounces over by the grill, Kasey.
That's a souvenir for a young fan.
Indeed it is. You love to see that. Either way, we'll do the payoff once again. Full count on Gonzalez. Donnelly looming at third. Juarez kicks and delivers. Fouled back. Kasey Gonzalez refuses to go down quietly. Impressive at bat. What do you think the look is here?
I think, if the pitch is close, you certainly want to swing at it because we know the strike zone has been a little inconsistent so far.
Juarez readies. Sets. And delivers the 3-2. Swing and a foul ball backwards into the chain link backstop. Count remains 3-2 as home plate umpire signals for 4 more baseballs from the Seagulls dugout. Gonzalez taps home plate, takes a half practice swing and raises it above his right shoulder. Juarez is going to step off, compose himself. He'll toe the rubber once again. Gonzalez, once the number 23 catcher in the state of California, ready to go. Juarez delivers the payoff. High pop fly in the infield. Third baseman Sundar is going to call for it and make the squeeze. So an infield fly to third base turns the lineup over for the Crawdads, but now there are 2 down. Donnelly in danger of being stranded over at third. Here's Trey Johnson, the center fielder.
That's huge for the pitcher Juarez, rather, to get out of that situation. Runner on third and threatening hitter up the plate.
And we're going to get perhaps an intentional walk here from the Seagulls. Johnson takes first. Yeah, I believe that's going to be an intentional walk. And instead of facing the power-hitting lefty Johnson, Seagulls are going to try and go after Jared Medham, making his Crawdad debut at shortstop today after an impressive year with St. Mary's College. 2 down, runners on the corners here in the top of the 6th. Medham trying to bring somebody in. Johnson's going to go from first. No throw from Lewis on the first offering from Juarez, which is outside for a ball. 1-0 count. 2 runners in scoring position now.
Lewis has struggled really defensively behind the dish. Couldn't even pick up that throw cleanly.
Medham, the rising senior, native of Half Moon Bay, California. Hit .297 this spring. The 1-0. Slap for a base hit into center field. Donnelly scores easily. Johnson turning. He's going to go for home. The throw not in time. Cutoff from Waldvogel. Misses his glove. So a 2 RBI base hit for Jared Medham. Quite the debut for him, Kasey.
Yeah, it's his second time aboard, and now that intentional walk looking a little suspicious, we'll say. With Trey Johnson coming up, he was 0 for 3, and now he turned into a run.
Indeed, so it's a 5-0 ball game for the Crawdads. Ryan Ellis hitting third, playing second base up to bat. reached on 2 singles today. Also had a ground out to second earlier in the first. Pickoff from Juarez, not in time. Met him in there safely. Seagulls in danger of falling out of this one, Kasey. Juarez has to be careful on the mound. First offering fastball, misses the zone. Nearly in the right-handed batter's box. Ellis, the rising senior, most recently played at UT Arlington. That was technically his redshirt sophomore year. Appeared in 54 games as he takes a high fastball inside, 2-0.
Yeah, we talked to him pregame, and now his third year with the Crawdads, just trying to get better and showcase himself to other programs.
He is currently in the portal, looking for a new home. Hit .294 in 2024 with UT Arlington. The 2-0. High ball, foul territory on the left field side, out of play. Galvin speeding over towards it, but there's a whole lot of foul ground to cover. Couldn't get there in time.
There's practically unlimited foul ground because there is no fence down the left field line. So Galvin could have run for miles and caught that, but just a little bit short on it.
Yeah, Ellis had just enough curve on the hit, meaning he was just a tad late in order to get some spin and move it just beyond reach. Either way, it'll be 2-1 to the lefty from Peoria, Arizona. Juarez with the 2-1. Swing and a foul ball backwards this time. 2-2 for Ellis. Ellis was last a Crawdad in 2023. Played in 23 games for the Dads. .328 batting average, 19 runs batted in, 13 extra bases. 25 walks to 13 Ks in that season. As he takes and swings at the 2-2 from Juarez, fouled into the chain link fence. They'll do it again. Medham still looming over at first. 2 down here in the top of the 6th. 2-2 count for Ryan Ellis. Batting for the Crawdads, who lead 5-0. Juarez, the big righty, kicks and delivers. Medham goes, swing and a foul tip, hits Lewis. The backstop. He'll walk it off.
Might have hit him in the face. See him kind of gripping his chin a little bit.
Yeah, moving his jaw up and down a little bit. And the Seagulls coach is going to go out, check on him, make sure he's okay. Looks like he is. Kasey, this seems like perhaps the third, fourth time the pitch is going to be the 2-2.
Yeah, Crawdad's getting deep in counts, and it's translated into a lot, especially this inning.
Absolutely, 2 have come aboard thanks to Medham's base hit to center field. Juarez gets the call from Lewis. Winds and deals. Chopper foul down the first base line. Just missed. Seagulls nearly able to end the inning. Not quite, though. We'll do the 2-2 once again. Ellis, a favorite of the Crawdads coaching staff, thanks to his long tenure. He's earned him some playing time. Made his season debut yesterday, his first start today. Juarez with the 2-2. Ellis swings and misses at some high cheese. And finally, the Crawdads are retired in the top of the 6th, but not before they score 2, courtesy of Jared Medham on that RBI single. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning, where we'll see if the Seagulls have a response right after this on the Crawdads streaming network. Welcome back to the Crawdad Streaming Network. Walnut Creek up 5-0 on the San Francisco Seagulls as they're up to bat here in the bottom half of the inning. Max Cohen, the lefty for Walnut Creek in his second inning of work now. Had a scoreless first inning. That was back in the 5th. Had a strikeout, 2 groundouts, and a walk. Groundout was a double play, which helped him out. The first one at least. First hitter for the Seagulls this inning, Jake Brewer, playing shortstop today. Has a strikeout and a flyout. Looking for his first hit. He lays down a bunt, and Leininger coming up from third. He didn't have it in time. So a nice infield single from Jake Brewer to catch the Crawdads unawares. 1 man aboard.
That's a beautiful bunt, just right in front of Leininger to make a tough run for it.
Ethan Johnson, the University of Missouri commit, just graduated from King's Academy right around here in San Jose. Rising lefty freshman. Earned himself an 8.5 grade as a prospect, according to Perfect Game, one of the leading experts in the scouting field. Cohen picks off over to first. Ewan snags it, but it's not in time to nab Brewer. Johnson had a single in the first, struck out looking in the third, trying to collect his second on base of the game. Nobody on, one on, nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Cohen looks over to first, kicks and delivers. First offering in for a strike. Nice fastball in on the lefty. Brewer with a decent lead at first. Cohen looks right at him and fires as Johnson skies this one into right field. Jenkins under it, makes the squeeze. Throws it to Ellis, the cutoff man at second. Brewer holds at first.
Finn Whalen, number 40, Jackson Landry.
And we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Finn Whalen, Jackson Landry, outfielder. Landry, a native of Donaldsonville, Louisiana, plays at the University of Louisiana Monroe. First offering from Cohen in there for a strike on the righty. Landry gets ready in the box. Cohen picks off over to first, but Brewer is in there safely. So they'll do the 0-1 dance again. Cohen looks to first, kicks and delivers the 0-1. Slapped into center field. That's an easy base hit. A pinch hit base hit for Jackson Landry gets the job done, and now there are 2 aboard for the Seagulls.
Number 30, Carson Chavez.
And now another pinch hitter, this time for Derek Waldvogel. It is Carson Chavez in the game. Chavez, a catcher over at Fordham University.
Interesting to see if they leave him in the game at first, coming in for the first baseman.
Indeed. His career at Fordham, career .250 hitter in 30 games played. Kicks and delivers the first offering. Slapped over to Medham at short. Flips to Ellis for 1. The flip to Ewens for 2. A double play, 6-4-3. And man, that is a big escape in a 2-out jam, or 2-on jam with 1 down. Fantastic defensive work.
The 7th, and the Seagulls' next home game is Thursday, June 12th, right here.
Head to the the top of the 7th right after this.
Come out and cheer on the Seagulls.
Welcome back to the top of the 7th here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. Walnut Creek up 5-0 here on the San Francisco Seagulls. New pitcher for the Gulls, that's Gavin Zikria, the right-hander from Santa Barbara City College. Has not played yet for SBCC as a rising sophomore, but a graduate of De La Salle High School over in Danville. 6'3" righties had quite the
Now batting, number
season
11,
for them, quite the
Riley
career, I should
Leininger.
say. He'll face Riley Leininger, the third baseman today for the Crawdads. Leininger in the portal at the moment. Zikria appeared in one game already for the Seagulls. 1 inning pitched, allowed 4 walks. No hits, no strikeouts otherwise. Leininger, 1 for 3 today, a ground out RBI back to the pitcher, and a single in the 5th. Trying to get another knock and get aboard. First offering from Zikria to the lefty. In there for a strike, nice fastball. Leininger had that 3 for 4 day last Friday against the Alameda Merchants, all of which were singles. Only one other hit in that series, though, 4 for 12 on the weekend. Zikria steps in, offers the 0-1, ball in the dirt. Breaking ball, broke too hard. 1-1 to Leininger, former 2-time district MVP at Georgetown High School in Texas. Zikria on the rubber. The 1-1 to Leininger. Ripped up the middle for another base hit into center field. Leininger 2 for 4 now on the day and a leadoff single here in the 7th. Heart of the order up for the Crawdads with a chance to score him. So here's John Ewens, the first baseman.
Now coming to play.
0 for 3 today.
John
Reached on an
Ewens.
error in the 4th while batting a run in that instance. Otherwise flew out to left in the 2nd and was hit by a pitch in the 5th. The lefty from Baylor ready in the box. Zikria's first offering. Fastball finds the lower third for a strike. 0-1 quickly on Ewens from Waco, Texas. Redshirted his freshman year at Baylor due to an injury. Made 11 starts this spring. Hit 158 in those appearances. Zikria is going to try to pick off Leininger. Passed ball gets away from the first baseman, Walt Vogel, and Leininger rounding second. He's going to go to third. And no, looks like, they're going to leave him at third. Almost looked like the umpires were going to force Leininger back to second as the ball got well out of play. But they will not. He'll stay at third. Runner in scoring position already for Ewens.
I guess you can do that with the unlimited foul territory.
Indeed you can. Zikria gets the call from his man behind the dish, Lewis. Turns, kicks, and deals. Big swing and miss from Ewens, 0-2. Correction, it's Carson Chavez in at catcher now, while Vogel goes over to first. Or excuse me, that might be Lewis. Yes, Lewis is at first now. Anyways, the pass ball, 1-2 count on Ewens. Zikria getting ready on the rubber. Leininger, plenty of speed over at third. He's looming. Ewens doesn't have to do much to score him, but he's got a 1-2 count. Zikria readies, brings a glove to his chest. High kick deals. Ewens fouls this one off above the Crawdads dugout. That's off to the third base side. 1-2 once again for the rising redshirt sophomore from Baylor. The 1-2. Ewens pops it up into foul territory, and it bounces out of play. Sundar gave it chase, but he wasn't quite close enough, so it'll be 1-2 once again. Zikria with his work cut out for him against Ewan's former two-way player. Was 25-1 on the mound with an 0.73 ERA, 231 strikeouts at Bosqueville High School in Waco.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty nuts. The 1-2. Ewens looks at it. And it's in the dirt. 2-2. On the batting side, 14 triples, 80 stolen bases in his high school career for Ewens. Zikria's 2-2. Deep shot into left field. Going back and out of here. John Ewens with a 2-run shot, and the Crawdads lead 7-0. Big John Ewens, his first home run of the season, Kasey. Finally showcasing that power bat he was brought in for. Crawdads have been waiting for it all season long so far.
Felt like it was on the tip of the iceberg that they would break this game open even more, and John Ewens, courtesy, doing the Crawdads right.
Ewens had 19 home runs in high school, none so far with Baylor. Gets his first, technically, collegiately. Here's Brady Wilson now, the designated hitter in the 6th hole. Fouls back the first offering from Zikria. Wilson, the Sacramento City College man. Two-way player, pitcher, and a infielder. Hit 211 his freshman year, then 256 this spring. He's got a 0-1 count. Zikria's offering, kicks and deals. Big swing and miss on the off-speed thing.
That was a really nice curveball.
Absolutely. Lots of break. Wilson waves at it. So he's down 0-2, but there's nobody out. And no one on now here in the top of the 7th, courtesy of John Ewens. The 0-2 fastball yanked into the dirt. 1-2. Wilson, a Friday-only pitcher for the Crawdads, heading to the University of the Pacific shortly in the fall. They want him only pitching on Fridays as his pitch count, so to speak. Fouls off the 1-2 over towards us behind the left-handed batter's box. 1-2 once more. Native of Sacramento, lives in the eastern part of the city. Zikria's 1-2. Off speed, misses the outer part of the zone on the righty. 2-2. So Wilson swings the bat around in the box and readies for the 2-2. Zikria kicks and delivers. Off speed, outside again to load the count full here for Brady Wilson. Still nobody out here in the top of the 7th, Kasey. Crawdads with a big opportunity to extend this 7-0 lead.
Yeah, Zikria really struggling so far. Crawdads taking advantage.
The payoff from Zikria. Ball 4 on a fastball low and away. Wilson takes the free pass. And here's Joey Donnelly. 2 singles today for Joey, in addition to a ground out, 4-3 in the 2nd. Donnelly, 6'2", 210 outfielder from Berkeley, native of Alamo, California. Takes the first offering from Zikria in there for a strike. 0-1. Wilson taking a shorter lead over at first. Donnelly, the utility man, listed officially for the Golden Bears, has seen limited action over there at Cal. Just 20 games in 3 years, 5 starts. As he takes the 0-1 low, 1-1. Led the CCL in steals just 2 summers ago with the Crawdads. Hit 300 in that season. Has a stolen base today. So pretty good day for him, all things considered, Kasey, as he gets ready for the 1-1. Zikria kicks and delivers. Off speed, almost in the dirt, 2-1. Donnelly, also a former high school basketball player, showcased some wicked athleticism in the series against the Merchants. Kasey had a really nice leaping grab to save what would have been a single. The 2-1 way outside in the right-hander's batter's box.
Zikria just cannot find the zone right now. There is some action in the bullpen, it appears, for San Francisco.
Yeah, absolutely. Kasey Zikria not on his stuff. He's struggled so far for the Seagulls in his first season. The 3-1 is low and inside, ball 4. Wilson was going to steal, but doesn't matter as Donnelly walks. Second straight walk in this inning. Brings up Sam Jenkins, the right fielder from the left side. And we're going to get a mound visit here. Head coach Ryan Davis for the Seagulls out here. Might be the end of Zikria's day. And it looks like they're going to leave him in. Head coach Davis trusting in his man to try and get out of here. But there's no outs. Wilson on second. Donnelly at first. And Sam Jenkins, who's already homered in this brief 2025 season for the Crawdads. He's 0 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging in the third, 1 looking in the sixth, and a fly out to center field. That was in the fourth. First offering to the lefty, Jenkins inside nearly clips him on the leg. 1-0. Kasey, for Zikria in this spot, what do you have to do to shake off this, so to speak, slump? You can't locate.
You need a ground ball. Pitch low in the zone, maybe. Try to nip the strike zone.
Here's the 1-0 from Zikria. Just misses on the outside with a fastball. 2-0 for Jenkins. 2-time letter winner and 1-time state champion at Trinity Christian Academy. The second Baylor Bear to hit for the Crawdads in this inning. Ewens the first, had the 2-run shot. As there's ball 3 on Jenkins, way outside. 3-0. Kasey, do you think he has the green light here with 2 aboard and no one out?
I don't see why not. You're up 7 runs.
Zikria sets on the rubber. Briefly looks back to Wilson at second. Kicks and delivers a 3-0. Inside, ball 4. 3 straight walks for Gavin Zikria to load the bases for Matt Gonzalez, the 9-hitter for Walnut Creek.
Now batting, number 31, Matt Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, the Fresno State man, playing catcher today. His first start at that spot for Walnut Creek. Bases juiced, no one out here in the top of the 7th. Crawdads already added 2 runs, courtesy of John Ewan's big home run to right field. First offering to Gonzalez, bounces in the dirt. Wilson coming home from third. He's going to score with no throw. Both runners advance. Donnelly over to third, and Jenkins to second. So it's an 8-0 ball game here for Walnut Creek in the top of the 7th, and I think now that might do it for Zikria. Actually, no. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Disappointing outing for him, and we'll get a new pitcher for the Seagulls, down 8 here.
Number 16, Ethan Johnson.
Ethan Johnson will pitch, actually.
Kind of a Shohei Ohtani type archetype. You play designated hitter, you pitch.
Indeed. Johnson officially listed as a catcher and an outfielder for the Seagulls, the Mizzou commit we talked about earlier. At the plate, he's 1 for 3 today, and now he'll get a chance to pitch too. Why not? Got nothing to lose here with no one out. Runners in scoring position, 2 of them here in the top of the 7th. Down by 8. Johnson has not pitched so far this season for the Seagulls, but he did pitch in high school a little bit. So flexing that utility here for the Seagulls. It'll be a 1-0 count for the catcher, Matt Gonzalez, for Walnut Creek. And Kasey, I guess we're going to have to wonder if Johnson will be subbed out at designated hitter, or will the designated hitter officially become the pitcher spot?
Yeah, pardon my ignorance. I don't know the rule there, because I know there is that Shohei Ohtani type rule in Major League Baseball where we've seen the designated hitter allowed to also pitch.
Indeed we have. Johnson not due up anytime soon, though, as the next batters for the Seagulls, Matt Galvin, Pranav Sundar, and Tate Lewis, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Johnson in the 3 hole. Might see him next inning, but
I suppose
unlikely.
you could move Johnson back to designated hitter and put another pitcher in.
Yeah, hypothetically they could. Either way, we'll have to see how the Seagulls will play the substitution game at a later time, as there's the bases juiced for Matt Gonzalez. Crawdads up 8-0 here in the top of the 7th, trying to extend said lead. 1-0 count to the rising junior from Fresno State. Johnson sets. Medium-high kick. Fires in there for a strike. 1-1 on the native of San Ramon, California. Johnson from San Jose. NorCal High School All-Star invitee in 2024. Delivers the 1-1 high off speed. 2-1. Gonzalez, the 6-foot, 190-pound righty, ready to go. Johnson's 2-1. Fastball in the dirt makes it a 3-1 count for Gonzalez. Kasey, once again, do you think the Crawdads have the green light here?
The infield's playing pretty in. I wouldn't be surprised to see Gonzalez go, because he's 0 for 3 in the ballgame. I'd like to probably join in.
Indeed he is. Hasn't been too productive at the plate this season. Could really use a hit here. The 3-1, he swings and fouls it back. Kind of above us, in between the left-handed batter's box and the Seagulls dugout over on the first base side. So the count's full.
Interesting to see the infield in. They would probably throw home.
Probably. Donnelly at third, Jenkins at second. The payoff from Johnson. Swing and a miss. Fastball gets Gonzalez. So the lineup will turn over. Trey Johnson, the center fielder, up now. 1 down, 2 on, both in scoring position here in the top of the 7th inning.
Now batting.
Kind of had to feel bad for Ethan Johnson on that last at-bat. Even though he got the out, he had to inherit a ball from that wild pitch.
Yeah, and he worked it well, all things considered, Kasey. Nice recovery. But the Seagulls will need more of that. They're not quite out of trouble here. Johnson steps in. Swing and a foul tip backwards. It'll be 0-1. Johnson, 0 for 3 today, was intentionally walked in the 6th, which led to a Jared Medham 2 RBI single. Otherwise, 2 groundouts to second and a flyout to center field. Trying to get his first knock of the day. Would certainly be quite the time for it. Johnson adjusts his helmet, moves the bat back to his left shoulder. And here's Johnson's 0-1 delivery. Trey Johnson slaps it between the gap in short and second. 2 runs will score. Donnelly and Jenkins all the way from second. And finally, Trey Johnson gets a hit and scores 2. A big game for the Crawdads. They're up 10-0 here in the top of the 7th. Just 1 down, and Jared Medham, the shortstop, up to bat. Crawdads might bat around here, Kasey.
They might, and they probably wish there was a run rule in this cold weather up 10.
You have to imagine some of the players at least do. Medham in his debut for the Crawdads. 1 for 3, a walk, and a 2 RBI single. That was back in the 6th. Swings in, fouls back the first offering from Johnson. 0-1. Trey Johnson for the Crawdads over at first. Ethan Johnson, the pitcher for the Seagulls, is now allowed. Actually, no, those 2 runs will hang on Zikria, not him. His first base runner on the day is up. Medham swings and misses at the 0-1. So it's an 0-2 count now for the rising sophomore shortstop. Medham in his freshman year, 2023, hit .255, earned West Coast Conference All-Freshman honors. Had 48 hits, 17 extra bases. The 0-2 to Medham. Fastball low and away, misses the zone, 1-2. Then in 2024, started 50 games, hit .256, 40 hits and 9 extra bases. Tied for team lead with the Gales, 11 swipe bags. And then this year, went ballistic. .297, 15 extra bases. As he takes the 1-2 inside, pass ball, Johnson will jog over to second. That eliminates the double play, Kasey.
Just a frustrating day, but a frustrating inning for San Francisco.
Absolutely, this is a nightmare appearance for the 1-3 Seagulls. Everything you want to see for the Crawdads. Johnson looks back to second, the 2-2. Inside fastball, ball 3. The count is now full on Medham, who has worked his way up from an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count. Everyday shortstop for St. Mary's last season, after they made it all the way to the Corvallis Regional in the NCAA tournament. The payoff from Johnson, swing and a miss on the outside fastball. Medham his first strikeout as a Crawdad. That brings up Ryan Ellis, playing second base today and making his starting debut for the Crawdads. Appeared in one at-bat yesterday in relief of Chris Escobar. So the lefty steps in against the righty throwing Johnson. Ellis, a productive day. Reached on 2 errors, a strikeout, and he grounded out to second. He rips one up to second. Ramirez gets his glove on it, but it bounces away. Johnson coming to score all the way from second. Rounds third, in there safely. So there's an RBI base hit for Ryan Ellis, his first official knock of the day. And now the Crawdads have officially batted around Riley Leininger, who started off this inning with a single, up to bat once again. He'll have Ellis over at first, 2 down, as the Crawdads lead 11-0 here in the top of the 7th. Things are getting ugly, Kasey.
They most certainly are. Crawdads had that homer earlier in the inning, but also playing small ball.
Absolutely had the big home run and a bunch of singles as well. First offering to Leininger inside, ball 1 for the former Oklahoma freshman, rising redshirt freshman now in the portal. Big power hitter. The 1-0 finds the outer third for a strike. Nice fastball from Johnson.
That's now 3 games in a row the Crawdads have 11 or more runs.
Indeed it is, Kasey. Quite the stat. Johnson kicks and delivers the 1-1. Leininger takes an outside fastball, 2-1. Leininger told us, Kasey, that originally he wanted to quit baseball at one point in high school until his father convinced him to continue playing. And ever since, he's enjoyed it. The 2-1 from Johnson. Fastball finds the outer third, 2-2. Now Johnson 1 strike away from getting out of this nightmare inning. Leininger, the big lefty, bat above his shoulder. Johnson, the righty pitcher, puts his foot on the rubber, kicks and delivers the 2-2. Fastball just misses the lower third. Full count once again. Leininger, a guy who also played on the 2024 Kansas City Royals scout team, believe it or not. He gets ready for the payoff, as does Johnson. Turns and delivers the 3-2. Ball 4, outside fastball. Now Riley Leininger has reached twice in this inning. John Ewens, the man who kicked everything off this inning with that 2-run shot earlier in the 7th. Up to bat once more, this time with 2 on. Casey, what are the odds we see another home run here from Ewens?
Pretty high, considering how good the Crawdads have been this inning. See if he swings away for the fences.
Probably will. He got nothing to lose. Why not? Johnson looks to Ellis at second. Kicks and deals. Fastball finds the zone. 0-1 on Ewens. He worked back down from the count, Casey. Originally had a couple strikes on him before delivering that home run.
Nice one out to right field. No doubt about that one.
Indeed, fantastic contact off the barrel. Johnson on the 0-1. Curveball sits in the zone. Ewens holds his bat, but takes the strike. Ewens, 11 games, 4 starts this spring. Hit 158 with the Baylor Bears. 3 hits, 3 runs batted in. He's got 2 runs batted in already this inning. Here's the 0-2 from Johnson. Low fastball. First ball of the at-bat. As we approach 8:45 local time here, Casey. It's been a long one, this inning especially.
Oh, yeah.
The 1-2 from Johnson. Off-speed pitch outside. That was in the right-handed batter's box. 2-2 for Ewens.
As long as you keep seeing pitches like that, this inning is certainly not going to end.
You're right about that one, Casey. You are absolutely right. The 2-2, Ewens slaps it foul backwards. So they'll do it again, continuing to extend the inning. 6'3", 210-pound lefty gets ready in the box. Swinging the bat, brings it up to his shoulder. Johnson sets, kicks, deals the 2-2. Swing and a line drive just foul down the left field line. If that was fair, Casey, probably a double, maybe a triple, based on how much ground there is out there.
Certainly would have brought in those 2 runners. That's for sure.
So that gives us some levity. Base hit probably scores 2 with the speed on the base paths, Ellis and Leininger. Ewens might be looking for more here. Either way, it's a 2-2 count. Johnson delivers. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Ewens goes down, finally ends the inning. After his second at-bat, Crawdads score 5 runs here in the top of the 7th. We'll head to the bottom of the frame, see if the Seagulls have any kind of response right after this on the Crawdad streaming network. Welcome back to the Crawdad streaming network. Walnut Creek put up a 6 spot in the top half of the 7th, and now here it is the Seagulls' opportunity to respond. Up now, Matt Galvin, the left fielder, facing a new pitcher for the Crawdads, Halen Guerrero, the Santa Barbara City College man, delivers his first offering for a strike. The 6-foot righty from Pittsburgh, California. He's a rising junior, couple seasons at SBCC. Delivers the 0-1 just inside, ball one. 36 appearances, 1 start, 5-2 with a 3.31 ERA. Pretty good stuff from the right-hander. The 1-1 just clips the inner third for a strike. Nice fastball, which parks between 88 and 90 miles an hour, Kasey. Also adds a slider and a changeup. Likes to throw it down in the zone. The 1-2 from Guerrero. Swing and a big miss on the slider. Galvin way out ahead. And he starts the inning off with a strikeout.
Really nice breaking ball in the dirt. Kind of bounced on the back of the plate and got it away at it.
Pranav Sundar, the third baseman for the Gulls, up to bat now. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th. Sundar, native of San Ramon, is 0 for 2 today. 2 strikeouts, both looking. Right-hander's got his work cut out for him against the righty Guerrero. Sundar as a batter, 3 games this season for the Seagulls, hitting 182. Takes the first offering from Guerrero in there for a strike.
Guerrero doing a good job of attacking the zone so far.
Absolutely. The 0-1, fastball misses, low and away. 1-1. Guerrero, an athletic guy, good fielder. Head coach Brent Cummings has said he wants to use him as a closer, high leverage type guy. Here's a ground ball right back to Guerrero. Fields it cleanly, throws to Ewens in time for the second out. So with 2 down, Tate Lewis up to bat. Lewis started at catcher before Carson Chavez pinch hit for Derek Waldvogel, who was originally the first baseman, and then they switched Lewis over to first so Chavez could remain in the game at catcher. Either way, Lewis 0 for 1 today, a walk in the second, and then a 6-3 double play, or excuse me, a 6-3 ground out in the 5th. First offering from Guerrero finds the zone, 0-1. Another good fastball there, Kasey. Guerrero, guys, got 51 career strikeouts to just 22 walks in college. The 0-1 just misses the zone, 1-1. Lewis, the Southern Illinois University Carbondale man. Chops one over to Leininger at third. Fielded and the throw. Big throw in time to get the final out of this frame. Lewis and the Gulls go down quietly. So we'll head to the top of the 8th. Perhaps the Crawdads will extend their lead here on the streaming network. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. The Dads up 11-0 here in the top of the 8th as they come up to bat once again. Due up Brady Wilson, the designated hitter, in the 6th hole. Joey Donnelly, left fielder, in the 7th hole. And Sam Jenkins, the right fielder.
Wilson, and don't forget, he is our hot dog batter of the day.
Ethan Johnson still on the
If he
bump
strikes out,
for
we
the
got 5
Seagulls.
dogs.
Came in relief of Gavin Zikria in the 7th after that monstrous 6-run inning for the Dads. First offering, slapped down the third base line, and fair, it gets through for a base hit. Wilson turning for second, and he's going to hold up.
Not sure what happened there. He should have easily been at second. That ball went into foul territory, and honestly, a really good call by the umpire to not mess that one up. It was clearly a fair ball from our angle, but a tough angle for the umpire over there at third.
Indeed it was. Galvin had to make up a lot of ground to field it. Either way, a leadoff single gives way to Joey Donnelly, the rising graduate utility man out of Berkeley, now in the portal, looking for a new home. Donnelly, 2 for 3 today. 2 singles, a run batted in, a walk and a ground out. Takes the first offering from Johnson, low and away. Also stole second back in the 6th. So he's had quite the day after a bit of a dry spell in the first series against the Merchants. Wilson with a decent lead at first. The 1-0 from Johnson, passed ball, gets away from Chavez. And it's a 2-0 count on Donnelly.
Maybe Brady Wilson not feeling like running right now. Didn't get to second and then didn't run on that.
Perhaps, you never know. Or maybe head coach Brant Cummings not too concerned about sending him at this point. Up 11-0. Runner on, no one out here in the top of the 8th. The 2-0 to Donnelly. Ball 3 high in the zone. Johnson couldn't locate that fastball there. So the third-year Crawdad steps in the left-handed batter's box. Johnson kicks and fires a 3-0. Get me over fastball. 3-1. Interesting in left field, Kasey, the light kind of leaves a dark spot once you go back towards the fence. Galvin playing in some darkness. As there's ball 4 on a high fastball. Donnelly takes the base on 5 pitches. Now Sam Jenkins, the other Baylor man, up to bat.
14, Sam Jenkins.
Jenkins 0 for 3 today with a walk and 2 strikeouts.
To be honest with you, quite frankly, I don't know how effective these lights are, period. I mean, it's pretty dark there on the field.
I tend to agree with you. Here in San Bruno, not the best of lighting as the sun is now set. First offering to Jenkins, foul over the Crawdads dugout. Evens the count, 2-2. Jenkins, a man who head coach Brant Cummings for the Crawdads thinks has fantastic potential. Could be a real stud at the D1 level. 2-2 from Johnson. High fastball, loads the count full. And the pitching woes continue, Kasey, for the San Francisco Seagulls.
Command has just not been there all game. Certainly will be a new direction tomorrow.
The payoff from Johnson. Slapped over to Ramirez at second. Flips to second, they get Donnelly, but Jenkins able to leg it out and reach on the fielder's choice. So now runners on the corners for Matt Gonzalez, the catcher today for Walnut Creek.
31, Matt Gonzalez.
Gonzalez 0 for 3 on the day. 0 for 4, excuse me. 2 strikeouts and 2 flyouts, 1 to center field, 1 to third base. He's not seen a ton of action at Fresno State, not since his freshman year, as he takes first offering from Johnson high, 1-0. 8 appearances his freshman year, 5 starts at catcher. Drove in 3 runs. Claimed 30 putouts from behind the dish, 5 assists, as he takes the 1-0 low, 2-0. Since then, he redshirted in 2024 and did not compete this spring. So Gonzalez looking to prove himself here with the Crawdads in the CCL. The 2-0 slapped foul down the third base side. 2-1. Gonzalez, in his senior year at Doherty Valley High School, hit 329 in 24 games, 23 hits. Half of them went for extra bases. The 2-1 from Johnson. High fastball makes it a 3-1 count. Runner still on the corners. 1 down for the Crawdads in the top of the 8th. They lead 11-0. The 3-1 nearly hits Gonzalez, and it flips the lineup over. 5-pitch walk. So Trey Johnson up now. 1 for 4 on the day. Had a single in the 7th that scored 2. Was intentionally walked in the 6th before that, and has a pair of groundouts to short.
Talk about that left field lighting. You can hardly see
Yeah, can't see Galvin
out
out there.
Yeah.
Great point, Casey. I don't know if anything gets hit over there. I don't know how we're going to be able to tell what happens.
Maybe a safety issue?
I would think so. But you never know. Either way. You know, it might be that that area is too close to residential housing for them to put more lights. That's probably why it's so dark over there.
Not a bad guess.
Either way, base is juiced for Trey Johnson. Only 1 down here in the top of the 8th. Johnson, the Skyline College man, a native of Walnut Creek, grew up watching the Crawdads. Swings the first offering from Ethan Johnson on the mound, 0-1. Trey Johnson's dad has known head coach Grant Cummings for a long time. So Trey would come to batting practice and games for Walnut Creek. He's been around this program most of his life. Now he's got the chance to play for him. Pops one up in the infield. No, it's going to be shallow left field. Shortstop Brewer misses it, and everybody's going to be safe. Wilson scores from third. That's a tough play in this dim lighting, like you mentioned, Casey. I think that should go as a hit.
It might. It was certainly a tough play. Hit right in between the left fielder and the shortstop.
Now batting number 6.
But we'll see what the ruling is.
Either way, Jared Medham up now. He had a 2 RBI single back in the 6th. Otherwise, he is 1 for 4. Still working with the bases juiced. 13-0 ball game, 12-0 ball game for the Dads, as Medham fouls back the first offering from Johnson. Donnelly at third, Matt Gonzalez at second, Trey Johnson at first. Heart of the order due up for the Crawdads after Medham. They have been extremely productive today, Casey, against this weakened pitching from the Gulls. Here's the 0-1. Medham just holds up on the outside fastball. 1-1. St. Mary's man making his Crawdad debut today, Casey, and he's been pretty good. Some nice plays over at short. Swung the bat well. Good day overall with that baby blue bat. The 1-1 low and away fastball again. 2-1 count. For the St. Mary's Gale will enter his senior year in the fall. He's been with St. Mary's all his college career. The 2-1 foul ball off of Medham's foot. That definitely stung.
Oh, yeah, in this cold weather, no doubt about it.
2-2 now. Ethan Johnson still on the mound. He struggled this inning in his first full inning of work after relieving Gavin Zikria in the last couple outs of the 7th. Johnson sets the 2-2 to Medham. Ball bounces in the dirt, gets behind the catcher Chavez. Jenkins will hold at third. He might have had an opportunity to take home there, but elects not to.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a pitching change in this inning. I know they want to save arms, but
At some point, you just got to get out of the game. Either way, it's a full count for the righty Medham. Graduate of Half Moon Bay High School. Not too all far from here. The 3-2 is low and away, and a walk with the bases loaded drives a runner in. So Medham, 3 RBIs on the day. Now Ryan Ellis who has an RBI himself. That was back in the 7th on his first base hit of the day. He's up again. 13-0 ball game for the Crawdads. 1 down in the top of the 8th. Bases still juiced. And we got a timeout as somebody needs to take Medham's shin guard over to the dugout. And we're going to get a mound visit as well. Casey, this might be the end of it for Ethan Johnson. Indeed, it will be. Head coach Ryan Davis takes the ball from him, and we will see a pitching change.
Brutal day for Ethan Johnson there. I mean, for the pitching staff in general, but to come in that spot and not be able to get them out.
Absolutely. So we'll look for the new pitcher for the Seagulls.
Likes to be a righty.
Indeed. On the mound now, number 13, Ben Risnick.
No point, yeah. And, I mean, you're playing again tomorrow on the road for San Francisco. They'll come up to Danville and play the Crawdads. So, wanting to preserve those arms. And, man, it's been a tough game. I mean, the Crawdads are surely happy, but...
Absolutely. It's been a long one, though. They're going to want some rest tonight.
Already nearing 9 p.m. This game's almost been 3 hours.
Indeed. Definitely the longest game of the season. Sunday might have given it a run for its money, but at this point, I think we're entering longest game territory, especially considering only 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Bases loaded.
We're only 7 in the third game, or innings through, so a lot more action coming our way.
Absolutely, Casey. In some ways, a broadcaster's dream, you could say. Lots of action. In others, you just want to go home and eat. Either way, 13-0. Ryan Ellis, the second baseman for Walnut Creek, up to bat. Facing the righty Ben Resnick. Ellis had an RBI single in the 7th. Otherwise is 1 for 5 on the day. First offering from Resnick. Ball in the dirt, 1-0.
Honestly surprised we haven't seen more pinch hitters, or any pinch hitters for the Crawdads.
Yeah, at this point, got to figure Coach Cummings would want to get some more guys playing time, but they'll have an opportunity to get a bunch of subs in on Thursday when they take on the South Bay Storm. Second offering from Resnick, also in the dirt, 2-0. Getting me over fastball from Resnick. So first pitch of his, or first strike, excuse me, of his appearance today. And here's a deep drive from Ellis into left center. Galvin going back. Can't see if he makes the catch. I don't think so. Ball is down for a double. Gonzalez scores. Johnson scores. That leaves Medham over at third base and Ryan Ellis. A 2 RBI double. And things keep getting worse for the Seagulls. As 13 makes it a 15-0 ball game for the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Surprised there's not a mercy rule here, Casey. I got to be honest.
Yeah, I couldn't see that ball. I know you probably couldn't either.
Nope. So here's Riley Leininger up to bat now, following Ellis. Leininger 2 for 4 on the day. Run batted in, fouls off the first offering from Resnick. He'll step back in here. The 0-1 from Resnick. Off speed, just low. 1-1 for Leininger. 2 runners in scoring position. Medham at third, Ellis at second. The 1-1. Leininger holds up, and it's a ball inside, 2-1. And the pitching woes for the Seagulls just continuing here. The 2-1. Leininger rips this one into right center. down for at least a single. Leininger is going to hold up at first. Medham scores from third, and Ellis heads to second. So a second base hit for Leininger, his second RBI of the day, and it's a 16-0 ball game for Walnut Creek. Still only one down here in the top of the 8th.
Now batting number 23, John Yovins.
So here's John Ewens, and the Crawdads in danger of batting around once again, Kasey, for the second straight inning. First pitch from Resnick, low and away. 1-0 count on Ewens, who homered last inning and then struck out to end the inning. Also reach in the 4th inning as he's plunked here to load the bases. So now Crawdads bat around. Brady Wilson led things off with an RBI single. He is up to bat again, or excuse me, just a single. 2 for 3 on the day, 2 walks, 2 singles, a strikeout.
Number 34, Brady Wilson.
And a big opportunity for Brady. 1 down. Bases loaded again. First offering, big cut from Wilson. 0-1. Resnick gave him something to swing at, and looks like he was trying to do too much. Resnick, the 0-1. Deep drive into left center field from Wilson. Going back, and that's a home run, a grand slam from Brady Wilson. Adds on. And the Walnut Creek Crawdads, a 20-0 ball game here in the top of the 8th. Oh my goodness, Kasey, it doesn't stop.
20-0. Wow. I mean, just saying that sounds insane. No other way to put it, man.
No, not at all. And I mean, the Crawdads aren't really celebrating that much. I mean, you can't rub it in at this point.
Yeah, I mean.
And the Seagulls are just completely defeated, as there's still only 1 out in the top of the 8th, and we've batted around. The bases have been cleared. Here's Joey Donnelly for the second time. He walked in his first time up in the 8th.
Now batting number 4, Joey Donnelly.
First offering from Resnick, way outside. 1-0.
Can you believe every Crawdad in this inning has scored except for Donnelly?
That's pretty funny, actually, all things considered. The 1-0, and Donnelly slaps this one into right field for a base hit. So the inning will continue, Kasey.
And the wind picks up even more.
It does indeed. You, my friend, are miserable over there, I can tell. You just want to go home.
I mean, a 20-0 lead's not too bad.
No. Clearly, Seagulls can make a comeback.
Sam Jenkins.
At what point do you call the game, though? Like, out of respect for the Seagulls?
I really don't know. I would think after the grand slam, but apparently not. Either way, it's Sam Jenkins up for the second time this inning. Reached on the fielder's choice. Takes Resnick's first pitch for a strike in the lower third. Jenkins actually the reason why Donnelly hasn't scored in this inning, Kasey. Donnelly thrown out at second while Jenkins was able to reach first on a ground ball to Ramirez. The 0-1, big hack from Jenkins, fouls it off. 0-2.
I'm sure Donnelly's not that mad, though. He scored 2 runs in this game already himself.
Indeed. He scored. He's batted a run in on 2 singles. He's had a great day. 2 singles, 2 walks, and a ground out, stolen bag, and a run batted in. The 0-2 to Jenkins, outside fastball, 1-2. So the at-bat will continue. Lefty Jenkins from Baylor gets ready. The 1-2 bounces behind him. Donnelly is going to stay at first. As Chavez gets around to it, finally sends it back over to Resnick from Green Bay, California. Graduated from Redwood High School in 2023. The 2-2, Jenkins, line drive into left field, down for a base hit. Galvin couldn't get up to it in time, so there's 2 aboard. After Jenkins singles, he's finally got his first hit of the game. Now Matt Gonzalez back up to bat. Walked earlier this inning. He's got 2 on.
Now batting batting number 31, Matt Gonzalez.
20-0 ball game here in the top of the 8th. 1 down, 2 runners on. Gonzalez takes a big hack at the first offering from Resnick. 0-1. Gonzalez, once the number 231 player in the state of California, number 23 catcher in his class, and he's plunked by Resnick here to load the bases. 2 base on balls for the catcher, Matt Gonzalez, in this inning. 1 on 4 pitches, the other on a hit by pitch. So Trey Johnson's up. Had an RBI single earlier in the 8th. Now with the bases loaded, looks like Resnick's day is done, as here comes head coach Ryan Davis. Perhaps we'll see another catcher here, Kasey, try to close out the frame.
I think the real challenge is, can the Crawdads bat around again?
I think that is the real challenge, and Kasey, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batters away from doing so.
Halfway there.
Halfway there, you're right. That would be quite the feat. My scorebook is mad at me already.
I can't say I disagree. Mine is pretty full.
Yeah. And no, looks like Resnick's going to stay out there. It's just a mound conference. Either way, Trey Johnson up with the bases juiced. 20-0 ball game for the Crawdads. Got to imagine they score here. Somebody's got to give.
At this rate, yeah. Why not?
First offering nearly hits Johnson on the inside breaking ball. 1-0. Resnick gets the call and delivers the 0-1. Johnson chops this one over to Ramirez at second, and he misses as Gonzalez kind of got in his way in the base path. That allows Donnelly to score. I think that's got to be an E4, right?
I don't know. I mean, Ramirez out of position. Couldn't get to it in time. It did trickle to the outfield. That's an interesting call. There's their 3rd touchdown.
Now batting number 6.
Indeed. So 21-0. And met him up again. He walked to drive in a run. He's got the bases loaded yet again. Still 1 down in the top of the 8th. First offering from Resnick. It's outside. 1-0 count. Met him, the first-year Crawdad, 3rd-year St. Mary's Gale. Swings and pops this one up into shallow center field. Santaga coming down, and I think he misread it. Medham will reach safely, but Johnson lazily gets thrown out at second for just the 2nd out of the inning. Either way, it's another RBI single for Jared Medham. Now Ryan Ellis up. No, we're going to get a pinch hitter. Ellis's day is done. Here's Chris Esquivel.
Or is that a fielder's choice there?
I'm not 100% sure, Kasey. Either way, it's an out. That's the important part. First offering to Esquivel, the righty, is low. 1-0. Esquivel lines one, just foul. Down the left field side. He almost cleared the bases. But it'll be 1-1 instead. Esquivel gets ready from the right-handed batter's box. And the righty Resnick looks over to first at Medham and fires the 1-1. Inside, ball 2 on Esquivel, the fellow St. Mary's College man, now in the transfer portal. It was just teammates with Medham, who's now aboard at first. Rips one, almost through the third base and shortstop gap. Sundar over at third tried to field it and deflects it away into the outfield. Gonzalez scores, Esquivel reaches on the pinch hit single with an RBI. So Riley Leininger up again. He had an RBI single earlier this inning. 2 down. Runners at second and first. He's got an opportunity to do it again. Up 23-0 here. First offering from Resnick is outside. And it looks like here's the 1-0 inside for ball 2. No, 1-1, excuse me. First call was very delayed. Either way, 1-1 to Leininger. Outside ball 2. Leininger did not play at Oklahoma this spring. Decided to redshirt, and now he's in the transfer portal, looking for a new home. Georgetown, Texas native, pops one up into foul territory near left field. Out of play. Count goes to 2-2. 2 down here in the top of the 8th. 23-0 Crawdads. 2 runners on. First and second. Met him at second. Esquivel at first after the pinch hit single. Drove in a run. The 2-2, Leininger. Deep fly ball into left field. Galvin gets under it, and finally this inning is over. So Ewens will lead off the 9th for the Walnut Creek Crawdads, but not before the Seagulls have another crack at it. Shane Santaga, Alan Ramirez, and Jake Brewer, 9-1-2 up to bat next in the bottom of the 8th. Welcome back to the Crawdad Streaming Network. We apologize for the technical difficulties, but it is a 23-0 ball game in favor of Walnut Creek. The San Francisco Seagulls up to bat now here in the bottom of the 8th inning after a monstrous top of the 8th from Walnut Creek. It's the 9-hitter Shane Santaga, the center fielder. He'll lead things off in this inning. Halen Guerrero in his 2nd inning of work for the Dads. Nice slider finds the zone on the first offering. 0-1. Guerrero has been pretty effective. Went 1-2-3 last inning. Strikeout, 2 ground balls. Finds the zone again. 0-2 on Santaga. Guerrero, the Santa Barbara City College guy, is Casey, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is his first appearance in CCL play.
I believe you're right.
He misses the location on the last pitch. Here's the 1-2. Slider misses again. 2-2. Our scoreboard having difficulties. The scoreboard here at the stadium having difficulties. Not showing the accurate amount of strikes. Off speed from Guerrero misses. Makes the count full. 3-2. The payoff from Guerrero. Fastball overpowers Santaga for the first out of the inning. Strikeout swinging.
Now batting, number 7, Alan Ramirez.
So here's Alan Ramirez up now, the leadoff man for the Gulls. Ramirez, tough game today for him. Grounded out to short his first time up, then struck out in the 3rd and grounded out to second in the 5th as he takes the first offering from Guerrero for a ball. Guerrero kicks and deals the 1-0. Ground ball over to shortstop. Medham flips it to Ewens in time for the second out.
Making quick work of the Seagulls.
Indeed, they are. The Crawdads want to go home. As here's Jake Brewer up to bat now. Played second base, had a single in the 6th. Otherwise is 1 for 3 on the day.
Looks like there might be a pinch hitter. See Ryan Davis tell the umpire something.
Potentially. We'll make sure once we see jersey number. And indeed, we do have a pinch hitter. This is Miles Callinger.
22, Miles Callinger.
Miles Callinger, an outfielder for San Francisco. Callinger, a local here, goes to the University of San Francisco as he steps in from the right-handed batter's box. Chops the first offering foul down the first baseline from Guerrero. Callinger graduated Agora High School, a native of San Francisco. He's played 2 years there on the Hill. Career .241 hitter at USF. Guerrero's second offering finds the zone. Nice breaking ball there. He looks sharp, Kasey.
He's pounding the zone, knowing that he has a lot of leverage.
Absolutely. The 0-2 from Guerrero. Fastball just low. Callinger, 1 appearance so far for the Seagulls. 2 at-bats, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a stolen bag. It's not logged to hit as Guerrero with a big grunt as he powers a fastball just outside the zone. 2-2. Guerrero turns, kicks, and fires the 2-2. High fastball. Looks like Kasey, he might be trying to tick up the velo a little bit here. He's got nothing else to lose. The payoff from Guerrero. Swing and a foul ball backwards. Callinger stays alive. '24, Callinger was a West Coast Conference All-Freshman Team nominee. Chops one over to Leininger at third. Fields throws in time to Ewens, and that'll be the final out of the frame. The Seagulls go down 1-2-3. We'll be back for the top of the 9th. Crawdads with a chance to extend the lead right here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. Welcome back to the Crawdads streaming network. Walnut Creek up 23-0 here on the San Francisco Seagulls as they're going to take their final at-bats here in the 9th inning. New pitcher for San Francisco, Jalen Hodges, an infielder from Cal State East Bay. Position player pitching as the Seagulls don't want to burn any more bullpen arms. They'll face the Crawdads in Danville tomorrow, so got to have some arms ready to go.
Now batting number 23.
Hodges has not pitched at Cal State East Bay. John Ewens steps in and swings at the first pitch he sees. It's into left center and down for a base hit. Galvin and Santaga can't find it out there in the dark outfield. Ewens leads things off with a single. Here's Brady Wilson.
Can you believe that was his 7th time up?
Wow, Kasey. What a game this has become. So stepping in, Brady Wilson now.
Now batting number 34.
Had the grand slam in his second at-bat last inning, a single previously, and a single in the fourth, 2 walks and a strikeout. Huge day for Brady Wilson as he takes one high and away for ball 1. Hodges sets on the rubber. Kicks and delivers the 1-0. Wilson with a line drive into left field, down for a base hit. And 2 straight singles, second and first for the Crawdads. That's Wilson's 4th hit of the game as Joey Donnelly steps in.
They're just playing batting practice out here, huh?
Yeah, Casey, it feels that way. Donnelly, 3 singles, 2 walks on the day.
Now batting number
Very nice
Joey Donnelly.
3 for 4 day. He's got 2 aboard. Crawdads with a chance to extend the 23-0 lead. First offering from Hodges, high and away, 1-0. Both teams probably just trying to go home at this point, Casey, as I don't think the outcome can really be changed here. Donnelly, a high pop-up in the infield. Sundar going over, and Brewer takes over and drops it. So Joey Donnelly reaches on an E6. Bases are juiced, no one out for Sam Jenkins. Did they call that an infield fly?
They did not call out the infield fly rule. They should have. So there was a force out at third.
Force out at third. Okay, got it. So there's 1 down as Donnelly reaches. Wilson leading runner as Jenkins belts one into deep center field. Santaga going back. That one way back into the other baseball field. Jenkins will hold up at second. And Wilson will come all the way from second to score. So Sam Jenkins, a 1-out RBI double. Matt Gonzalez, the catcher, up now. 24-0. Crawdads on top. 2 runners in scoring position. Second and third here.
Now batting number 31, Matt Gonzalez.
Gonzalez ready to go. First offering from Hodges. Outside, ball 1. Gonzalez, the Fresno State man, still without a hit today. He's reached base twice on a walk and a hit by pitch, both of which came in the 8th. 1-0 is outside from Hodges, 2-0. Hodges graduated from C.K. McClatchy High School in 2023 in the Sacramento area, where he is a native of. Gonzalez fouls the 2-0 backwards.
Going back to that double from Jenkins, I think he probably could have had an inside the park home run, but out of respect, you saw him slowing down.
Yeah, he didn't even turn for third. The 2-1 to Gonzalez, high and away from Hodges, who in 2025 was an all-CCAA honorable mention and an academic all-district honoree at Cal State East Bay. Career .292 hitter. Pitching for arguably his first time as Gonzalez drives one into right field and Landry drops it. Should have been an F9, but another error allows Donnelly to score and Gonzalez reaches.
Wow. You've seen it all today, really. We really have.
We have, Casey. It's 25-0, and the lineup has turned over. 1 down, runners on the corners for Trey Johnson, the center fielder today. For Walnut Creek, he's had himself a pretty productive day. Almost pending the ruling of his second at-bat last inning, 3 RBI singles. 1 for sure in the 7th, 1 for sure in the 8th. 3 runs scored. And then he reached on what might be ruled an error or a single last inning. Also driven a run as he drives this one deep into right field. Landry back and makes the snag for the second out. Runners will hold on the corners. And now it's Jared Medham. He's up. 2 RBI singles for him. 1 in the 6th that scored 2, and 1 last inning in his second at-bat that scored 1. He also walked in the 8th with the bases loaded. That was his first time up. So he's got 4 runs batted in on the day, Kasey.
Yeah, I mean, everybody today has just been so good for the Crawdads.
Absolutely. Madam swings and misses at the first offering from Hodges. 0-1 for the man making his Crawdad debut. A productive one at that. The 0-1 from Hodges outside. 1-1 on the off speed. Gonzalez over at first. And Jenkins at third. 2 down for the Dads. The 1-1 in there for a fastball to strike on the outer third. 1-2. Met him. Swings around his baby blue bat. Raises it to his shoulder. And takes the 1-2 outside. 2-2. The 2-2. Medham chops this one over to second. The flip to second base in time for the final out of the top of the 9th. A G4, and we'll head to the bottom of the 9th, the last half inning, Kasey. The Crawdads will try to close it out right here on the streaming network.
Resnick.
Pinch hitting for Ethan Johnson, Ben Resnick, leading off the bottom of the 9th for the San Francisco Seagulls. They're down 25-0 on the Crawdads. Resnick came in to pitch, allowed a whole lot of runs, but trying to make up for it with some at-bats here. He's hitting .500 on the year. Swing and a miss at Nathan Nino's first offering. He's the new pitcher for the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Resnick, 3 games, 2 at-bats, has a hit. Career .249 hitter at Kenyon College in 2 seasons. Fouls off the 0-1 offering from Nino. Nino, a rising senior at the University of Pacific. 2025, 17 appearances, 13.81 ERA in 4 starts as well. As a wild pitch nearly beans Resnick. Nino was in the game against the Merchants, the opening game on Friday. Had a lot of pass balls, struggled with his command, so in a low leverage situation, trying to shake off some more rust. Shaking off a couple calls from Gonzalez behind the dish, and the 1-2 slider gets away from him. 2-2.
No reason to not attack the hitter here.
I think he probably was with the slider, just got away, all things considered. But anyways, Nino has struggled with command in his collegiate career. 23 walks to 24 strikeouts last season with the Pacific Tigers, and then as a sophomore at Fresno City College, also struggled as well. 22 strikeouts in 13 and a third innings. Throws pretty hard. 88 to 90 mile an hour fastball. He's got a slider to boot that he throws in the mid 80s. The 2-2 from Nino goes back to the slider, and it's in the left-handed batter's box. Makes the count full on Resnick. Resnick ready in the box. Nino toes the rubber, gets the sign. Kicks and delivers the payoff. Fastball check swing. Resnick holds up, and Nino walks the first batter he sees. Jackson Landry up now. Pinch hit last time for Finn Whalen. That was way back in the 6th inning. Getting his second at-bat of the day. Grounded in, or got a single in that pinch hit. The University of Louisiana Monroe man swings and fouls the first offering from Nino back, 0-1. Last year at ULM for Landry, hit 157 in 22 games. 7 runs batted in. Native of Donaldsonville, Louisiana. The 0-1 check swing foul ball. Makes it 0-2 on Landry, whose father, Tony, played baseball and football at ULM from 1993 to 95, and baseball for the, I believe, the Ragin' Cajuns. That's coastal Louisiana, eastern. What's the school in Louisiana? The Ragin' Cajuns, Louisiana State, right?
I think it's University of Louisiana.
Either way. Yeah, Louisiana State's the Tigers. Oopsies. Either way, Landry's down on strikes. That's what matters. It's late, folks. Please excuse me.
Don't mind the game going on in the background.
Louisiana Lafayette is the Ragin' Cajuns. That is the official. Either way, Carson Chavez. Pinch hit for Waldvogel, the first baseman, now playing catcher, as Tate Lewis, who started at catcher, moved to first. Chavez swings at Nino's first offering, 0-1. One down here in the bottom of the 9th. Leadoff man Resnick at first. And Nino plunks Chavez. So they're 2 aboard now after that hit by pitch on a hard fastball. Nino has been wild, all things considered, Casey.
Yeah, I mean, really just has a simple job to do. Now the shutout is on the line.
Indeed, Ben Koch pinch hitting for Mac Galvin. Koch, another University of Louisiana Monroe man, takes Nino's first offering, low in the dirt for a ball. Koch, a native of Bullard, Texas. Big guy standing at 6'4", 200 from the left-handed batter's box. Swings and foul tips Nino's second offering, 1-1. 2025 for Koch, his freshman year. Played in 12 games, 2 at-bats, no hits, 1 run batted in on a walk. And for the Seagulls, 4 games, 11 at-bats prior to today, 1 hit, 7 Ks. As he swings and misses at Nino's 1-1. 1-2 now for the rising sophomore. Nino gets a new ball, puts it into the glove, and looks for Gonzalez's sign. Sets belt high. Kicks and delivers for the 1-1. Koch grounds it to Medham at short, gets the out, and flips it to Ewens for the double play. That's the ball game, folks. The Walnut Creek Crawdads win 25-0 here against the San Francisco Seagulls. What a game, Casey. What a game.
Yeah, if you like runs, especially for the team wearing red and black, come to the right place. Crawdads win 25-0. You heard that right. I mean, quarter of a century.
Indeed. It felt like a long one. Either way, Casey, not a whole lot left to be said other than come back tomorrow. First pitch at 4 o'clock between these two teams as the Crawdads look to sweep and the Seagulls look to salvage a series. We'll have it for you all tomorrow at 4. join us right here on the Walnut Creek Crawdads streaming network. For Kasey Kazliner, Charlie Limoncelli signing off. Have a wonderful evening, folks. This is probably going to be